Alrighty then. Is this as buggy as I think it's gonna be? Is this retail? I just logged into my Druid. I have done 0 setup. I want to see how this goes. This will be interesting. This is gonna be interesting. Let's do it. Alrighty then. Here we go. Hey, Luce. Listen, this is gonna be fascinating. What is the state of pre-patch right now? That is the question that I have. We're about to find out. Because I don't think it's going to be... I think it's going to be as buggy as I assumed. Alright, here we go. Let's do it. I want to play Guardian all day. I want to try a few different Guardian Druid builds. I realize we don't have Apex talents. I have to kind of reset up a UI because I have no idea what this is right now. I have 0 clue. I have no CDM, nothing. But I know from beta testing what I want. And it looks like my bartender still works. Like, these bars are still down here. So maybe I just disable action bars, and I'm just going to walk in, and I'm going to see what happens. That's sort of my plan. Should be interesting. Hey, noob. What's up? I got to show you a video. Yo, what's up? What's up? Hey, Lona. That was fast. Hey, Cape. Oh, wait a second. Cape, you... Wait, what's this video? What is this video? I happened to see one of your videos come up, so I played it and commented for the algorithm purposes. What's this? Oh, this is with the stat squish, I see. So how hard are keys right now? That's what I want to know. How hard are keys? Hey, Mango. My question is just... Yeah, you're welcome. Of course, of course. That's what you do. But the question I have is, how hard are keys? Just keep watching? What's up, Dusk? Yo, so like, how hard are keys? How is this happening, by the way? All right, so you're just telling me I should invite a survival hunter? Is that what I'm seeing from these meters? Did you somehow not get stat squished? Oh, I see. I see how it is. All right, bring it. Let's do some 20s. No, wait. Have they fixed stuff like that yet? Hey, Jackie. The question I have is how buggy is it so far, though? There's a hard way through 17 field. So it's actually too easy now. Something's happening with Bob. Oh, no. What's Bob? Oh, yeah, man. No. You can show videos. Okay. No. It's okay. It's okay. So the question I have is... Oh, it's Bob Johnson. Yeah? Like, as in he's bugged to positive amounts? Someone in his group is just obliterating stuff. Right. Because that's pre-patch. Welcome to... I told you this was going to happen. The last 2 days, I specifically told everybody, I was like, guys... Pre-patch is going to be insane. You have no idea how bugged it's going to be. But it's going to be fun. That's not a bad thing. That's not bad. Let's do it. I want to see how bug stuff is. We'll see about the tanks and everything else. I want to see how bug stuff is. Let me just set up my UI. It looks as if, I do have add-ons from here. So the real question is, it looks like things are still kind of working. I haven't updated them in a while. But if my bartender bars work, they look a little cleaner. So what I would do is I would go options, action bars, and just disable these. Pretty sure. Oh, no. Those are my base. So what are these? How do I get these off my bars then? Action bars 6, 7, and 8. Okay, so those are the ones I got to disable. Options, action bars, 6, 7, and 8 done. I mean, that looks pretty clean. I just got to bring them up now. Can I bring them up with... Is this my base bar? Have I just set this up to be small and kind of like this? Nice. No, it's not 6, 7. No, Lona. I don't understand this young speak. That is not centered whatsoever. 1 second. How annoying would it be, by the way, just out of curiosity, how much would it mess with everyone's OCD, including mine, if my action bars were actually like this? Pre-patch is super cursed. I told you it would be. Imagine I just play... Can I play like this? And Devour sucks. Correct. That's exactly what I told everyone. I've been telling people this for a while. What's up, Mango? I managed to reach 3.6k right around Warrior. Yeah? I'd like your advice for a minute regarding which tank to play. Interesting. So if you reach 3.6k, that's pretty solid. Like, that's a very solid Mythic Plus score. You're right on the cusp of getting into the even higher thing, In terms of what tank to play, if you're looking for what's meta... I can't tell you yet because I'd be trolling you. I don't know. The only real answer is I don't know because tuning will change for tanks. I can say right now what it would seem to be, but I'd be doing you a disservice because that's not necessarily what is going to be coming soon. Does that make sense? Like, I can tell you right now for sure what you should play with certainty, but that doesn't necessarily mean that that's going to stay like that. Does that make sense? I would wait about 2 to 4 more weeks to actually make a decision. And if you're really serious about it, you would just have a few tanks, though. Apparently, the mythic... Yup, that's the point. Supposedly, everything is super broken and super easy, which is actually fun. 3-man group, yup. So the time-walking gear is the bug, I see. Is that the thing, Cape? Is you have to use time-walking gear because of stat squish? Yup, it never goes well. It never goes well. What's up, Zargan? So the main thing is I wanted to try some go-to War Spear. I mean, I could just use my regular gear. It's okay. You can literally buy it. Oh, my God. Is that the bug? No way. So there's no way they won't ban anybody for doing that because it's their fault with Prepatch. They do this all the time. The main thing... Yeah, they do this all the time. My gear is so weird, though. You know? What's up, Amber? Woo Talents. So the new Guardian Druid stuff, the problem is that a lot of the builds for beta were dependent upon you having your Apex talent. But since you don't have your Apex talent, I have a big question. Prepatch will last about a month and a half, man. Apparently, Purple, Prepatch is insane. Ambrose, I got you. So here's what's up. As I go ahead and look at this EC talent build, we're going to set it up right now. We have the new Heart of the Wild already? Yeah, let's do this. This will be fun. So basically, let's play Persistence, and we play Innate Resolve, and then we're going to come down here. And the main difference is how much DPS loss is it to not play Raze right now? That's what I was wondering. Like, the main question I have is, if I actually play the Prepatch talent build, this is what I want, but I don't have my Apex talent. So I wonder what the actual build will be, because previously it was at least this was all locked in here. Yep, what a shocker. I have been telling people for a bit. So let's say we play Killing Blow, unsure if still bugged. Wait a second. You can't even get your 3 talents to the right? Bro, this is such a weird pre-patch. Because I need my Apex talent, and I need these, obviously. These are, in general... Lunar Beam deal to increase arcane energy deal by 10% once active. 3 ships... So you need Lunar Calling. Would I drop... Bear Perform reduces... I can't drop Lunation, so I can't drop this talent path over here for the right talents. How would I... Wait a second. That's what pre-90, like a lot, if you're playing keys right now. So you would just drop this like this. And then 1 talent point left would probably be Fury of Nature 1 point. Interesting. So it would be something like this? This is what I have to see, actually. How annoying would... By the way, how pissed off would everybody be if my action bars look like this? Why do keys matter now? Because there's going to be a month and a half, effectively, until Midnight actually comes out. So this is retail World of Warcraft for the next month and a half. Keys matter because people will... You don't want people to rage quit the game in the next month and a half. Like, it should still be fun to play, but they don't matter for title or score or anything like that. That doesn't matter, okay? That doesn't matter. So the problem is, Zarkin, that retail World of Warcraft will exist. And I don't want retail World of Warcraft to be absolutely terrible. Mango, did that answer your question, though, properly, though? Me tank? I'm glad that I can help. I want to make so many new tank guides coming very soon. I will be making a ton of tank content very soon. But this will be very fun to play for a day. So let me just see if people are ready. Devour Demon Hunter is so fun. Ooh, okay. This will be a poll today, Lou. How much people actually enjoy it, though? I got a few other polls. Okay, so let me tell Arson that we're ready. Ready soon. The question is, how do I even get a key? I haven't logged into retail for a very long time. So what key would I get? Like probably a low key, right? If you don't abuse the bugs and sort of relative exploit with Gear Cape, how hard do you think he will be? No, but like, so I'll just get whatever my bear has? Okay. Yeah, I'll has Brazil, okay. Is a solid 6 out of 10, just too much. If you don't abuse the exploits, how hard do you think it'll be? What's up, Scraps? Hey, Madden. Devourer is a solid 6 out of 10. Just too much spam and consume. So what I was worried about is Devourer is very dependent on its Apex talent so far as I hear. Like, the Apex talent for Guardian is going to really encourage you to press raise, especially without this talent here. So I don't know if you would even really be prioritizing this as much for now, but we'll see. I'll do a few keys. I'll get a few logs. We'll take a look at the numbers. Everyone is going to tell you that you have to press raise, but for the next month and a half for Guardian, it's very possible that you don't. I don't know. All right, so basically we invite Arson, boom, and then I asked Mr. Cable if he wants to come do a few keys. Will not play Druid Prepatch as unsalted beans until Apex. That is the problem. Right. Prot Warrior literally didn't change at all. Correct. Mountain Thane Prot Warrior plays exactly the same. Yes, it does. However, that is not necessarily a good thing. Bear was the one that changed the most, but without its Apex talent, I'm just not sure. Man, I have so many friends on... who we were talking about Troll Father, bet. So Troll Father is going to come. We're going to see what our... Wait. How do I even see my party frames? Oh, no. Where's my party frames? I'm in a party right now. Oh, my God. Okay. Retail key? Why don't we ask Wilvy? He's a healer. I did a 15 earlier and Bear 0 iron for all raise, infinite healing, and huge damage. Okay, so, but were you using, like, the bugged gear, or, like, was your gear really here, though? Everything changed a little bit. Okay, so I have to go to interface. I just have to change my raid frames. Like, I have to basically go to raid frames, right? So raid frame, and I want toggle class colors. Where is this? Replace my frame. Where's this again? I go here, and I just go raid frames. There you go. Display class colors, and then I just have to go at edit mode, party frames, drag this over here, use raid style frames. Bet. Done. That's all you really need to have here. And just make these a little bit bigger like this, and good. Cool. Good morning, Slam. Same gear I was doing 1819s. So keys are way too easy. Remember, I didn't know if keys were going to be too easy or too hard. But for sure something was going to happen, and it was definitely going to be bugged. I bet. So we got Troll. We got Arson. Who else wants to come? I'm mostly trying to see what I can get away with right now. Let's find out. I'm going to do some keys, man. They're way too easy now. Fantastic. Let's do it. I'm doing okay. I already had my cheesecake this morning, and it turns out that I can eat a lot of food. I just need cheesecake. We ask Cable if he wanted to come. His name is Brook. Boom. Okay. Key? La key? Or are you ready to know? Keys are very easy. So basically 15s or 11s. Let's try it. I haven't done a retail key in quite some time, man. Yes, it does look sad originally, but it will be okay. Do not fear. Do not worry. It'll be just fine. What's up? So today we can do Mythic Plus raids with new talents from midnight, but on the War Within. Correct, except that you don't have your Apex talent and you don't have your 3 additional hero talents. So some specs are just going to be full-on inted. Like literally some specs are just going to be absolutely broken. The truth is that's what's going to happen. Like, this just so you know, some specs will be unplayable borderline without their Apex talent and additional hero talents because they were tuned around it. Example, I think I heard Frost Mage. I haven't tested this myself, but Frost Mage yesterday and quit lasting until hit up on 30. Sure. Sounds good though. Well, literally does not have its DPS. Right. That's what, like, so there are a few things like this, right? Might be broken. Their Apex Void Shields, like, so we don't know how it'll all play out. All I know is that this is going to be an absolutely troll buggy mess. Cool. So we can just run whatever 17 I have for now. Caleb's coming soon. And then let's see what else we want to do. Cool. I got one more. Soon. Like 30 minutes. Because, so we need healer. We need a healer at this point, though. Do you know Arson? Let's do that. Do you know Arson? Let's find out if people know each other. I do not? Oh, bet. He is Legiga. Look, I'll show you. I introduce. You play Warlock. All right, bet. The main thing is, people are asking in the Guardian Druid Discord, do you have to play Raze? And I do not know the answer to that question, man. I don't know the answer, but we can literally find out. Let's do it. Everything is so nerf right now. Yeah. However, people will still... That's my recommendation, Lou. Over the last 2 days, I made 2 different YouTube videos. Overall, people hated them. That's fine. But it's okay. So what happened is, I made these videos, and I was like, guys, pre-patch is always amazingly fucking broken. Enjoy it. The truth is, that's like actually just straight up the truth. Pre-patch is hilariously broken every single time. Okay? It's like a mini remix. That being said, that's a good thing. Enjoy it. I think we get so caught up in worrying about the actual tuning. What I don't want people to think, though, is that this will happen in midnight, because that's not true. You know what I mean, though? I know, Troll. I know, Dusk. But the problem is, it really... I felt it. I felt it hard. I bet. So we got Arson up in here. Now we got to get Troll up in here. Cool. There it is. Accept. Cool. Are we all in here now? Bet. All right. Troll, meet Arson. I stood in the tank buster and Hall, didn't die on a 13. Let's find out how it feels. I really have no idea, though. Never mind. Group it cooked. Bet. Caleb, come here. Invite. So we're going to see what happens without using any exploits. I'm just going to walk in with exactly the same gear I had before. Does this look right to everyone? 167 item level. That feels immediately, my first thought is absolute despair. It feels as though all the things I worked for are completely invalidated. But that's not actually true, correct? Like, this is correct? This is what everybody is using? Because this feels unbelievably bad. Is this right? 169 because full. I thought, I must be using, this one trinket. I have the hero boots and the hero this, right? Your crit modifiers got a huge buff. So we just have a lot of crit now. 107, okay. A fresh boosted Devour starts at 80. Does it? Starts at 80. Well, we're all going to be 80 here. That's the problem with this, though. Everyone has a lot of crit. Of all the things to be broke, why do we have a lot of crit? That makes no sense. All right, sure. So crit specs plus. All right. Why not? Pre-patch, man. Pre-patch. What an interesting time to play the game. Okay, let's get Caleb in here and let's do some keys. I think we might need a healer. It looks like to me we are going to be missing a healer. Everyone get introduced to all of these cool streamers that we're playing with today. Caleb, the game doc. All right, bet. So basically, here's the rundown. I'm going to try to give everybody a rundown of all these new streamers. All right, so here's what we got. We have Arson, Legiga, Aflock. You know Arson. Chill dude. He's got 2 cats. Very. He wears a beanie. He says beans a lot. He's cool. Then we got Troll Mommy. This is a Giga player. Right? We know Troll. Troll Mommy is not in fact a mommy. Troll Father is his real identity. And you have Caleb. Caleb is fantastic. He's wonderful. Is that a good introduction? I'm not good at introducing people. All right. Now, the one thing we need at the moment is a healer, and it looks like I'll be starting with a Gambit 17. Okay. And I can put the competitive option. Oh, we don't have Caleb in here. All right, Troll. How would you introduce yourself if you had to choose an introduction? This is the question. I've never actually done a key with you. I have no idea what everyone's level is, but we're just going to do the 17. Cape, I think Caleb is healing. I bet. There's a competitive option. Correct, Ninja. That is the new system. When you list a key, you are now able to choose learning, competitive, or relaxed. Wait, Cape. I know it's you. Wait, add me, Cape. I'm not a healer. I know. I'm just going to see what Brooklyn is playing. Well, not Brooklyn. Caleb. Hold up, Caleb. I have to find out what Caleb is playing. Everyone's online. I never get to actually play with people. Wait, you get to... So Raider IO is still a thing, though. No, you do not, but you can add me here. To be fair, my friends list is actually full on retail because my friends list is full, and I have to go delete more people. Because I have to actually scroll... Look how... I've been very social in World of... Not in real life, but in World of Warcraft, I'm incredibly social. This is the way. This is how you get IO, man. Alright, so let's see. We know of Antha, we know of Zuna, Bab, Badkin, Bagel. Okay, so I know Bagels hasn't been on for a long time. We're just going to have to start yeeting people off the friends list. For you, I will yeet people. All the Fox, we know her. She hasn't been on 7 months. I don't really shouldn't play for 7 months. Damn. AI, of course, we know. Illyria, we know Alec. I know all these people is the problem. All right, let's go down here. B. What about C? Is there anybody C? I don't know. Chahane. I don't recognize them off the top of my head, but it looks like they were on 5 days ago. So now we have to see who we can find here. One month ago, good monk heal who did lower keys as a lord tanking, bro. Before Dragonflight Prepatch, genuinely good player, but only saw low key talent, bro. My notes. I love my friend notes so much, man. I fucking love my friend notes. Amazing. This is how I basically yeet people off the friends list. Is I have to go see if they're noted first and then go from there. Coming. We're back on retail. Pre-patch is out and everything is so broken that I'm actually excited to play the game and see how it is. Cold Bobby. He's got a YouTube link. I don't really know. I think I remember him. Confused Warrior Command. Dude, I know all these people. We gotta find people we don't know. Crabcore. Really nice person who is rich, bro. Fucking shit. My friend notes. I'm like outing myself here. Who gave me a 291 neck? This was Shadowlands. Holy. Damn. I really like how I've noted really nice person who is rich. Those are important things to know. Did you show your friend note? No. Oh, Snack wants to come. I see Snack. He said, yup, invite whenever. I have to see what Caleb's playing. Caleb, DPS, I think. I have to see, though. Stream elements posted in the Discord. Oh, yeah, talents. Sorry. The talents I'll be playing... Oh, wait, you healing? You healing or DPS, Caleb? You put an ad on... I might have missed your answer why we swapped to retail. Pre-patch is out. It's going to be a buggy mess, and I'm actually excited. All right, he said he can heal. We're doing me walking into at least the 17. But it doesn't matter to me. All right, Snack come. Bet. I don't really care what level, though, we do. What's up, Providential? Okay, now we got everybody set up here. All right, let's do it. Okay, so give or take, these are the talents that I would play for retail. But I have 2 questions, and these are the 2 big questions that I have. Do we have to play Raze right now? Because Raze was very contingent. In Midnight, 100% we did. I will tell you this for a fact. You will probably play Raze in Midnight if you're looking to optimize your Guardian Druid. Okay? So, Pilmar. I will put this build, the first build that I am testing, I will put in here, okay? But I have to note that it might not be the same. So, EC keys, cook, 1, pre-patch. Accept. And there are a few main things. Number 1 is, did the bugs actually make it into retail? Because this used to not affect... I have to see if the bugs are like... I don't know what's happening here. So just give me like a few moments to try the different Guardian Druid builds, and I will link what I think. Sound good? So now... So Raze replaces Maul. To be fair, Raze replaces Maul. Everything that Maul does, Raze does. It is no longer a nerfed version of Maul. Like that, they changed that in the Midnight. It does see the damage, 6,700, 6,700. Now that has changed. We just don't have Tooth and Claw. We don't have a lot of amps for it. It's not really a DR. You only use it for the sake of Ursock's Fury, but also our Apex talent, among other things, now change all that. So the question is, my damage breakdown is going to look like what? Also, my action bars need to be like centered. I thought about it for a second of just trolling people and having my action bars to the left, but I can't actually do that. Okay, let's do it. 17 Gambit. I'll port over. General port. Do these still work? Tazavesh, Gambit. Just logged in on EU. Forgot how crappy your characters look. How hard is this going to be? Supposedly, it's very easy now, but I'm not sure. My question is, so far, for people who have logged in, how do you feel? I don't know which healer should you play. Do 10 still give portals? Good question, Gordon. I don't know. Do 10 still give portals? That is the question. That's actually a good question. Gambit, apparently. I don't know which healer should I play. I was considering Press Evoker. I'm pretty sure I'll have to wait 30 minutes for a keys. So, Cacper, in pre-patch or in whatever? EU is rarely down past time. It will be today. EU will probably be down. What was the NA retail downtime was how long? Long. It was like 15 hours, wasn't it? It was like crazy long. Okay, so I have no cooldown tracker. I at least need the in-game damage meters. EU is up already? All right, bet. There you go. The NA one was a long time, man. So you're just telling me that EU is better, yeah? Okay, yes, you can get portals still. In terms of what healer, I like Prez. Prez will literally never be meta in keys. I hate to break it to you, but it's just how it is, man. It will literally never be meta, unfortunately, because group buffs still exist. Is that a ret in your run? We have no ret right now. So Heart of the Wild we could put there. He was like 4 to 5 hours early. Good. All right, ready, check. Gambit. We still have flasks and stuff. Oh, man, I should have sold all of my items before the pre-patch actually came out. That would have been a good min-max. Why am I in this guild? Why am I not in the old guild with Sandal and everybody? I like that guild. Why am I... Wait, what? What is this guild? I don't remember being in here. I thought they just ninja invited me when I wasn't... I thought I was going to bring my druid to a guild, and then I don't remember. I'll have to ask if I can get a guild invite again. Portal's down, so flying, no problem. We can summon when Arson gets here. Demon Hunter. I'm assuming Devourer. One would imagine. He is a Devourer Demon Hunter. He is not using the gear exploits, so he'll be chilling. And we have Bussy Sore. That is a name for sure. We have Mr. Bussy Sore. That's Caleb. It's a classic name. Yep. Oh, this is a classic mount too, though. Gear exploits, correct. Gear exploits, holy. There is a gear. It's not even an exploit. Like, you will not get banned for it. It is just a thing. It's a literal thing. It just happens. If you use certain pieces of gear, they're not scaled. So look at my item level right now. Everything got really nerfed. You see this? Like, giga nerfed. You see? Everything is, like, significantly stat squished. But there are some pieces which are not. So you will just casually do. The purchasing has already been hotfixed. This makes sense. This does not surprise me in the slightest. Talents linked. I will be trying different builds all day. Okay, wait a second. All right. Yup. Linked in Discord. Bet. Let me just pin this in case people do want the builds that I will be trying for Guardian. The very first one is here. Linked in Discord. Copy link address. Boom. Like this. Bam. And I'll also put this for the YouTube chatters over here. Bam. And we're like this now. Great. Okay. That should work there. Pin that message. Everybody's here for the key. Let's do it. Let's find out just how broken pre-patch is. First key. I haven't set anything else up. I do have damage meters. They're right here. Can I not move it? Hold up. Can you not move the new... Of course you can't. All right, no problem. So we'll just put this as over. Can I at least make it bigger? Wait, I have to go to edit mode. Oh, it's like original beta. Okay. Original beta. You have to actually manually move it now. Got it, got it. And you have to make it a little bigger. Cool, save. Then you just put this one down here. This can be where my damage meters are. That's fine. Just like to the left of my screen. I used to have them bottom right, but we'll just keep it there for now. I also think I want a healing meter. Okay. New damage meters. They have been significantly improved at Araxia. They're much better than they used to be. Okay. Let's do it. Let's see how broken stuff is. I'm ready. I've prepared my insert Caleb's name here. All right, bet. Count down 10. I'm very curious about this though. I'm missing a few spells without Apex. Oh yeah, that's right, because you're a Prez evoker. So how is he even going to heal without... I mean, you don't really need Apex for Prez, but still. So wait, hold up. Am I going to do the tech? Because this is Gambit. I can do the tech. Wait, do I not? Oh, I don't have Boomkin Form Spect. Okay, I'll have to do the tech next key. Because actually, Starfall would go hard here. Okay, nameplates look like... Whoa, they changed. This is... Do I have something? What's up, Far East? We're going to pull this as, like, normal. Like, we're going to do this like a normal key. But I have no way to track my timing on, like, Incarn, on anything. We should be able to just be okay. However, my ironfur is still macroed, so I just realized I can't even press raise. This is... Okay, no problem. I'm going to need to change those abilities, because I actually can't press raise. Wait a second. Arson is doing a lot of damage. Okay. This is weird. Wait a second. What? They changed this for prepatch? That's not right. What? Hold up. The details doesn't look different. This is prepatch, man. Everything's going to be broken. I've been trying. This is what I was telling people. This is what's going to happen. Everything's going to be broken, and it might actually be fun to play. Okay. So I can't hit raise at all, even though I have it spec'd. Aggro is going to be a problem, I just realized. If this damage breakdown looks like this, then aggro will be a real problem here. Ooh. So from beta testing, there are a few big differences right now. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. There are definitely a few differences. Number one is, what are these nameplates? Do I just have the old plater installed? I bet you that my add-ons are doing this. Because this is not... You know why I'm pulling mobs by accident? Yeti. If the answer is that it's pre-patch. You know what the answer is? It's pre-patch. Every single thing is going to be like that. If you're like, yo, why is my character all of a sudden phasing through the ground? Because it's pre-patch. That's it, man. That's the answer. That's literally it, though. That's Plater for sure. Yeah. That's why I was thinking. I thought for a second that this was in-game default nameplates. Like, I've lost aggro here, I think. But it's hard for me to say. Yep, it's pre-patch. I can't. Well, there's going to be so many bugs. All right. I was hoping y'all would know what ability to use. I unfortunately do not. I have just logged in at this point. However, I also appreciate Yeti slugs. Sometimes I'm just in the Appalachian Mountains and I see a nice Yeti slug and I'm just like, you know what I mean? So I get you. I just want you to know, like, you and me, like, I understand you. Show healing done? Will do. Momentarily. I feel immortal, but I'm a Guardian Druid, so this doesn't surprise me. I would say right now, this feels too easy. Yo, what's up, G-Dub? I would say the thing is that sometimes we get so caught up in the competitive atmosphere of things that we honestly forget this is really fun. It'll be fun for like a week. Treat it like an ARPG. Just have fun with it. Don't think about min-maxing anything. Just have fun with it. All right? Yeah, we're going to push keys very high. Supposedly, Cyril, a hype train was started in Twitch chat. Oh, damn. Thank you for the hype train. Also, Far East. I missed it earlier. Thank you for the resub. Far East, do you think that you'll play Midnight? What is your current opinion on whether or not you will play Midnight or not? You think yes or no? Is there anyone here who's like, I refuse. I will definitely not play Midnight. Is there anyone who thinks like that at this moment in time? So this pull, as just an example, when I'm actually hitting raise because I'm hitting my non-macro thing, yeah, raise is still going to be worth pressing, I think. It does enough damage to warrant pressing it, even without the Apex talent. Mostly just because I don't actually need Ironfur at the moment at all, though. I'm jigging the Druid talents. Okay. So we have a Druid enjoyer in chat. I love as DOTC you also get Lunar Beam. It is interesting, although it's not nearly... It doesn't feel, to me, the Lunar Beam doesn't feel like anywhere near as rewarding just because you don't have any of the amps with it or anything. You don't have CDR, but it is kind of nice that you have an extra amp, though. Because of Windwalker. To be fair, if you are a monk player, I completely understand this mentality. Also, if you have just looked in Discord for my Guardian Druid build, I realized I forgot to pin it right before I started. I can tell you that what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my... Your damage looks kind of low, sir. Mostly because I didn't have this character set up yet. Or the lock is too high. The lock is too high. But this is not even the beginning of what could be broken. I have already seen videos. Cape sent me a video earlier of him doing, 500 KDPS, which is 20 times this, though. Yeah. Well, we'll have to see. I mean, I'm taking effectively no damage. I don't even think I need ironfur up. But I have to go into my action bar, and I have to go Druid, and I have to go find Thrash, and I have to replace this. Because right now, my Thrash is macroed. So I'm just going to put this down there, and that will help me a lot. Cool. Can't even click on Ultimate Word Map. That is... Oh my god, my DBM. No, that's the worst bug so far. I believe so. Dude, look at my... I can't see my action bar. This is the worst bug thus far. So my DBM reset. Yep, live gaming. A man of my talents. Say hell. It's fun, dude. It's fun to play pre-patch. This is the most giga the game will literally ever be. So we go into cat form and then... I can't see anything. Okay. How... Is this DBM? Is that DBM or is that base frames? Edit mode. This looks like DBM. Add-ons. Wait, let me do the console. Oh, Wildfire is back. So my only problem with Wildfire is that A, it's bugged, and B, I kind of wish they would disable it. I wish they would improve it. I'm sorry, disable DBM, though. That's one way to increase the difficulty, I suppose. Yep, you're not wrong. Okay. So we just want to replace this here like this, and now I'll be able to actually do some damage. I believe it's this button. All right. This is an artificial difficulty increase. So the rhetoric that I want to talk about today, and I've been making a few videos in the last few days. I know people are like, wait, pre-patch videos? Like, I don't want to click on that. But I will honestly tell you, it is so fun to play World of Warcraft when things are broken, as long as you know it's going to get fixed before the season starts. So that's the thing that has to happen. Does that make sense? We have to make sure that by the actual season it's not this broken, and then it's fun. If it is this broken by start of season, we're in trouble. Everybody knows that. You'll just have to trust that it will be fixed by then. So it's a little bit of a trust with Blizzard. Should be T that's War Stomp, correct? Nice. That they will fix it. That's kind of the thing that we have to trust. I'll grab this one, and I can't roar. I think my roar is here. Enjoy the talents for Druid. Good. I'm glad that you've enjoyed the talents for Druid. Haven't messed with Prot Warrior yet. I'm gonna solo to 12 in 5 minutes. Cape, you want to come to a key? Because people are saying, man, this AF-lock is broken. No, it's just a 17 Gambit. I am not... I was never challenged in this key anyways. Everything... So we don't... Look at the gear. Just look how much has changed. There was no way that they were going to figure out how to balance this. Just so you know, there was never a chance that they were going to balance this. I definitely have to figure out a way to disable DBM, though. All right. Survival Hunter he's playing, but it's because... So they disabled the purchase to buy the old gear, so that's already hotfix, yeah? However, you're telling me that you can still use the gear, so anyone who was on early and therefore abused the exploit early, you're telling me that all those people will now just have 500% more damage than everyone else who wasn't there to exploit early and often? Is this what you're telling me right now? Because that seems right. Is it Bigwigs or DBM? I think it would be DBM who's doing that. I really have to just straight up reload this. Oh, my logs will reset. Damn. And it's pre-patch. But you're telling me, so you're saying to me that I should have exploited early and often. Is this what I'm hearing? Because that seems legit. That's exactly what I would assume would happen with World of Warcraft. I do think, no joke, I think that they have to adapt that system. You know what I mean? Like, I really feel as though they have to take a look at that and just say, all right, guys, we are taking a stance against exploits. Because if there is an exploit and you're a World of Warcraft player, can I ask you a question? I will die if I don't actually hit ironfur. Should you exploit it? And my answer is no, because I'm like a rule follower. Like, I get concerned. I was like, I don't really want to have any problems here. Like, I respect the game. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's my answer. However, okay, so this is me actually hitting raise, and it does a percentage. Now, apparently, these details meters are not as good. Is this because I have details enabled or something? Just think if I could. No. You won't get banned for it. You're not going to get banned for it, Cape. It's not going to happen. Go this way. Just pull this pack. I actually am taking damage on these pulls, to reference and to clarify. I'm just playing well. But I will die, actually. So, I do think, though, they have banned people. No, they won't. It's pre-patch. There's no way they ban anybody for just doing stupid shit on pre-patch, because the game is obviously broken. The game is obviously going to stay broken, too. I feel like I would drop Killing Blow, and I feel like no raise would actually work just fine. Doing it once probably won't make a difference. Doing it even a few times probably won't make a difference. Isn't it? So I heard that people 3-man to 27 streets. Is this correct? Barkskin not on buff tracker. It should be there because it was on beta DPS. I would be surprised if somehow it wasn't. It's possible. Everything is possible with pre-patch. But at the moment, I think it would probably be there. My assumption would be that it's there, though. Yes. Because pre-patch is always a buggy, wonderful mess. That's the joy of it. That's literally part of the fun. That's why I've been making the videos that I've been making, talking about, hey guys, you know what? This is going to be super fun. Just play it. Enjoy it for what it is. It's not a reflection of Midnight tuning. And that's what people need to remember, is that if things are broken right now, it's not actually a reflection of what Midnight is going to be. Just remember that. Yep. Everyone knows this. IO doesn't matter. Well, the thing is, I don't think so, though. Is that Muse? Yes. Yup. I don't think that Raze is here, though. I logged the hell out when I saw it. To be fair, DPS, can I tell you a secret? No, this might just be a very personal thing. But I'm going to tell you a secret, and don't tell anyone, all right? You don't tell a single soul this, please. You realize that I'm playing with 0 cooldown manager, right? I just memorize. I'm not even kidding. I just memorize my uptime. I have 0 UI to track it. Just like I memorize that boss mechanic. This is obviously not DBM. It's something like Little Wigs. I got to disable it or move it. I've just straight up committed it to memory. Like, I know when to move for this boss, and if I get hit by a frontal, I get hit by a frontal. Like there. That's fine. Because I was the second off. But I don't really mind those things. Where is my wild charge? I literally can't see it, though. Yeah. So I'm just saying, like, it's fine. People obsess over the min-max of having to track everything, but it's actually not necessary. My wild charge should be here, and this will root that mob. So let's just see if we can get him here, though. Yeah. Again, it's kind of an obsession that people have. My question is, I can't see where my damn vortex is, because it's not bound, and I normally click it, but I actually have no ability. So this boss is going to kill us. We're going to die here in a second, just because we're not actually, we have to do mechanics here. I war stomp it. Everybody move out. Good. And here. All right, let's move back to this spot. Are the changes fun for anyone? Yes. You playing ultra hard mode? Yeah, I can't see my bars, and the problem is I actually don't have a lot of things bound. So, excuse me. Lame. Because I can't see my wild charge, and I was supposed to wild charge back to the boss there. Which one is... Vortex should be here. Okay? Now I'm going to Vortex like this. Yeah, don't die. Don't wipe here. I can't... I'm freaking out a little bit. That's why this boss is not going well. Because I don't even know... I haven't bound it yet. So I'm the res. Arsons are damage. Where is my B-res? Oh, boy. Alright, guys, hold up. I need to not die, first of all. Fuck. Okay, if the reason that this... Hold up. Can you get... Okay. I got this. Rezzing. Easy. Wild charging. Hold up. Nope. We're going to be okay. We're going to be okay. I got this. There we go. Watch the breath. Hold up. Vortex. Here we go. Had this conversation with my boyfriend. I play by looking at the screen, learn what things do. He plays by using Weakura. I'll be fine. Yeah, so I'm the type of player who's going to be just fine from all these changes because I'm a minimalist at heart and I don't actually play with game volume on at all. I have 0 game volume in general. What is the exploit you're talking about? Okay, my timers cover my screen. I can't see shit on boss. I actually can't see the boss. What do you mean broken? Like OP? Yes. So the next boss should be okay. That one was going to be the hard one, but we managed there, though. What's up, Narnar? Just reload and I disabled DBM already, but we're just playing hard mode. It's fine. No problem. No problem. We just got to get a kick there. No problem. I got this. I got to also disable Plater, among other things. Hey, Narnar. How's it going, man? How's it going? I've been interesting. The last little bit of my life has been super weird, if anything. Not in a bad way, but in a good way. My family came out to visit me for a week, and they had never been to Thailand, so that was super cool. I took like a week off, WoW, which honestly, I'm going to have a hidden cook here. Don't blame me for this cook. All right? It's just the way it is. But honestly, I feel like we should probably all take a little break from WoW sometimes. Wait a sec, what's this? Gifted subs, bro. Far East. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Far, you were telling me that you were excited about the Guardian Druid talents recently. Does DOTC interest you from a gameplay perspective? I am not a huge DOTC enjoyer, and I'll say that. Thank you for the gifted subs. But I'm really excited to make Guardian Druid content because in a weird way, Guardian Druid is reflective of something deeper I want to talk about World of Warcraft. Which is that, will the new Guardian actually like it, the changes? Yo, thank you, Lee, for actually coming to say hi. Whenever somebody gives subs in the channel, it's always very respectful to just be like, yo, thank you. I saw Lee Acer get a sub in there. Hi, Lee. Lee. I'm supposed to be posting TikTok content, but at the same time, meh. So the gear exploit that I am talking about is the fact that people could buy... Cape, could you explain it if you're here? Okay, so you enjoyed DOTC more. I'm not sure yet. I was playing beta a month ago. It was fun. I think that the general Guardian Druid community that doesn't actually have a voice will not enjoy it as much. Actually, in my personal opinion, I think that the Guardian Druids who have a voice, as in the people who are either content creators or the min-maxers or the optimizers or the people who are willing to talk in a class Discord, I think they'll have a really good time. But I was cooking the VDH after your guide. Did the guide help? I hope that the guides help, but also, DN, I was really thinking about this yesterday. I was having a little bit of an internal, not existential crisis, but an internal thought process. And I was like, man, those guides are so helpful. Like, they could really make such a big difference for the WoW community. In terms of helping people, I feel like my character guides for any healer, for any tank, you would just be able to watch it and really get an idea of how to play it. Like, I feel like my guides are really good. From an editing perspective, I'm kind of bad at, but, like, I feel like, you know what I mean? So, I was thinking that I should just make them free and have other premium content for people to support if they want to on, like, Patreon or if they want to on, like, could I come up with other content? Because I don't feel like I want to lock the guides behind a paywall, because then not everybody's going to get to benefit from them. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm playing Arcane Bear now, and we're going to compare logs today. So we'll just see the details meters, though. So, yeah. Oh, watch the kick, watch the kick. I got it. From now on, beta builds will affect pre-patch. Yes and no, Epicuro. So we do have it, though, okay? Listen, here's the problem. Yes, but also no, because there's no Apex talent. And the fact that there's no Apex talent means we don't really know the answer. Yeah, no Apex. Also, not just that, but also these 3 talents. So you're going to have some specs that are just broken because they are very tuned around it and stuff like this, though. And for the Patreon, it's just min-maxing Bear. Like, yeah. Basically, like, min-max content for Guardian Druid or for other stuff. Or even just, like, I really like the personality tanking stuff as well, though. You also don't want to keep things in a specific space, Lunar Beam. Fair enough. There's limitations with DOTC as well. But overall, the procs get me. So here's the thing with DOTC far. Sometimes I really want to proc. It's like those moments in life where you're like gonna die if you don't get a sprite. Like, you need the sprite. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not an option. You need this in your life, right? But you don't get it. That's kind of how I feel about Druid the Claw Bear sometimes. Big defensives from the entire group. Man, look at that awareness. The rogue might die, but everybody else helping out because that star is about to explode. I'm pretty happy seeing you running with Arson. Yo, Arson is awesome. I actually hope that I can play the season with him too. It's just a timing thing because he gets on at like 8 a.m. my time normally, so I'd only be able to catch him for the last half of his day. You know what I mean? He's saying this because he wanted Sprite on his birthday. I still want Sprite now. I don't know why, but I always crave Sprite. Like, in my head, I'm just like, I'm a Sprite bot. Like, I just want it all the time. I need a cherry Coke with my popcorn when I go to the movies. Does Bear feel good with the damage buff? So, I don't know how to compare on pre-patch. I can compare on beta, because I've been testing beta every day. My B-Day was 2 days ago. It was the 18th, or I guess 3 days ago now. Yep. Did we get nerfed on pre-patch? So pre-patch is just nerfed because we have no Apex talent and we can't take our last 3 of the hero talents. Any Sundays yet? No Sundays today. But I did already have cheesecake. So I'm like sugared out today. Go. Uh-oh. We overlapped. One of them is going to be missing. We're going to all walk over. Somebody will get it. Don't overlap. Happy belated birthday. Yours is in 7 days. How old are you turning? What's the celebration here? Whoops, he's far. I got him. Good. Happy belated birthday. That was last week. January, buddies. Nice. Okay, who here likes astrology? Out of curiosity. And hi, Andrews. No celebration, just getting old. Getting old can be fun. Getting old just means that never mind. My wife has her birthday today. Happy birthday to your wife, Kubarar. Happy birthday. Morning, Onos. Happy pre-patch day indeed. It is so far very fun to play. So far, having a good time with it. I'm actually like having a genuinely good time here, though. Yes, correct, Far East. That is why pre-patch is going to be incredibly buggy. That is why. Because of the fact, as of right now, there's no Apex talent. And since there's no Apex talent, there's just going to be some weird shenanigans that occur. Some gear won't upgrade. Yup. No Apex talent. And also, there's also, remember, 3 hero talents we're supposed to have that we don't have right now either. And some specs, like I said, some specs are like 5%, but some specs are like 50%. So you're just going to have a really hilarious time, let's say, trying the different things. It's going to be interesting. That's all. All right, easy key. No problem. So, for example, here, we had, this is the overall breakdown. It seems like Outlaw might be affected more. Unsure. Want to come tank this key? Another time. I got a Solia's secret technique. Does this, I'm assuming, so all of the things are now Super weird. Man, that feels weird for sure. Okay, looking at my overall breakdown of this key, I was not hitting raise nearly enough. You could totally play without raise. You could. You could definitely play without raise. It's not required. The Apex talent buffs raise by 40% and also echoes it. And on top of that, our tier set in Midnight echoes it and buffs it again. So you could take this and you could, for example, go harness rage as an example. And then you could just straight up replace raise. I don't think you need it. I was okay on threat. Like, you could take 5% mastery if you want damage. This would honestly be similar. Or even brambles if possible. You could probably go here and just take brambles if you wanted. Or just the mastery. No, I'd have to get rid of Ursoc's endurance and play through here. I'm good with this build. Especially if you're playing the ironfur talents, you could do it like this. Yeah, you could go here. What? No active links. What? Oh, here. Wait. Hello? Katsuri! Katsuri! How's it going, cats? How's it going, cats? Brother, my brother, you got any new specs, or what is this thing about prepatch? Oh, yeah, dude. Everything is basically new about prepatch. Wait a second. Well, something's weird. Why can't I... Oh, there it is. It was just bugged. Yo, hi, cats. Cats, how are you? I haven't seen you in forever. Happy B-Day again. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I had a nice birthday. I had a lot of cheesecake. Good morning, RJ. So, we're playing pre-patch. Everything's broken. And I have hopefully been able to communicate to people, cats, that this is going to be the most fun time to play WoW. Alright. Streamer. Okay. Let's do the 18. The pre-patch, I love it for what it's worth. I have an absolutely giga time when the game is broken. It shouldn't be broken for a whole season, but I actually think that it is so much fun to just casually play the game when it is all over the place. All right? I think it's absolutely amazing to do that. Like, yep. Cape. Oh, we need a healer, man. Hold up, wait. It's an 18 floodgate. Cape, could we do it without a healer? I don't think so. Bedtime, night, y'all. Yo, Far, thank you for the gifted subs earlier. I do appreciate it. If there's any particular Guardian Druid content you want to see, let me know. Let's see. I do see you there, but how would we figure out healer versus tank? DOTC? I could play DOTC for the next key as an example. We can cheese it? Can we? Do you think that you could do 18 Floodgate without a healer? It seemed like the damage intake was still enough. You think you could do no healer key? You think so? I'm totally 100% down. Because it's pre-patch. Wait, Mango. Oh, wait. How much damage do you actually do, Cape? Like, let me ask you a question. How much... No. How much... And let me ask you a question. How much... Like, how fast will Big Mama die? On 18. Not on 12. It's an 18. How quickly? You think, like 5 seconds? 10 seconds? Because you're still going to have to live through things. How quickly? I'm so curious about this. Caleb, yo, what's up, dude? Thank you for coming to heal a key. I wonder how Prez feels to you without the Apex talent, because it is probably going to be really weird without it. All right, bet. No healer key. Send it. Good luck. Yeah. Defensives and Hellstones, I guess. I can live without a healer. Defensives and Hellstones. I can do it. Yeah. It probably felt really, really weird. We're going to try this 18 Floodgate without a healer. Bet. I'm ready. I believe so strongly that I will port over there right now. All right, here we go. You're not that far ahead of us at the moment, Cape, but let's... You want to make a little Twitch poll to see if you think we can beat a 18 Floodgate without a healer? No Dispel, though? What do we need Dispel for? How do people get those? That's. Let's find out. Let's see. I'm 100% down, but genuinely put a poll up first. All right. Can you do 18 flood no healer? Yes? No. Are you a believer in this? Okay. War within floodgate. I mean, worst 18 floodgate. 18 flood. Yeah, let's just try it. I'll see. I can live. It just depends how quickly things die. Because, you know, floodgate, notoriously not exactly a key that you could just walk into and do without a healer, traditionally. The duo boss needs a dispel, depending on how quickly it dies. Wait, arson? No, arson's an Aflock. Arson's an Aflock. Arson. Can you magic dispel the duo boss with imp? That's hilarious, but we actually do have a solution. Bubbles? Bubbles is gone. Bubbles was gone a long time ago. Yeah, I was about to say, hold up. Arson is a Giga Warlock. He'll know how to do it. He'll have to swap pets, but technically speaking, he can actually do the magic dispel because we have a solution to this problem. All right. Bet. Do it. Send it. He can have his imp out. First pull without a healer. Oh yeah, I could use a dispel on several of the pulls, to be honest. Maybe Arson just maybe actually just play imp. Maybe just play imp for me as well on pulls. We don't need kick. We don't need kick. If you hold up. Put this on YouTube if we time it. I honestly have very little issue with that. Put up a prediction. I did. Did I not pull up I put up a poll. Everyone says no. You want to count the points? Wait. Hold up. Fine. Devour. That's what I was worried about, Lona. Sneck said find a healer. No. I want to try it. No, I'm committed now. I fill a DPS. I'm 100%. I'm going to take another DPS. If we fail it, we fail it. Like, what's the worry? Honestly, like, I'm not like stressed about it. So, because if we lose, we lose. But I feel like it's going to be hilarious to at least try it. So long as Cape doesn't get hotfixed, then let's do it. I'm serious. Okay, who wants to come DPS? Bring a DPS. I'm dead serious. We are not going to have anybody. I have to put somebody as a healer. Can I assign role healer? Does anybody want to come try this? You have to be somewhat responsible. We can probably 4-man it, bro. Bring it. Come here. Yep, take it. Come. We don't need healer. Send it. Bet it. Do it. Everything. So for what it's worth, there are many things. Do you still have your Resil from the season? Apparently yes. But this is actually the only 18 I think I didn't get because I stopped playing like right around Turbo Boost. Like I didn't really play after Turbo Boost, so the 18s were easy past that, but I never actually finished this one. Are there any major DPS class that's really good OP? Well, Sean, ask after this. No, I'm serious. Ask after this. All right. Can 18 flood, no healer. Believe, yes or no? Yes or no? You can actually put channel points for this. That's fine. If you are in a country where that is allowed. Got it. Now, guy that ship things is broken, call it a day. Harith, I've been trying to tell... Remember the videos I made, Harith? Do you remember specifically the videos that I made the last few days? I don't know if you've been watching them. The last few days, I've been putting a thing, and it's just constantly telling people, we're going to have a great time, specifically because things are going to be so broken. And all I want is nobody panic. No. This is what I wanted, okay? No one panic. This is not what the tuning in Midnight will look like. Just remember that, okay? Just have fun with it. Like, that's why we're doing this. Because it's just, don't panic. We're all going to be okay. Running in the streets naked. Now, Goylan, that just sounds like an average Tuesday for me. But, should I AUG? Yes. Wait, no, AUG has been changed already. You know what? Up to you. You can AUG. But you're in Thailand. People don't actually do that in Thailand. Have you seen Thailand before? And Scintillating and Moonlight might send it. So I could survive myself pretty much. I'm not that worried about it. I'm not too worried about it, honestly. Prepatch is always broken. Yes. So the main thing is Sam Cakes. I agree completely. No healer, Arcane Bear is the healer. So I can technically off-heal with Dream of Cenarius, right? A little bit. And after the Wildfire. But it's limited. Like, it's not really off-healing. It's just a bit. I could technically go a little bit more healing for myself like this. But the truth is that my damage breakdown... I mean, you could. You don't normally need this. But I don't really need Harness Rage either. So let's play a no-raise build like this. And we'll see. Nice, as long as I could avoid the Western... Yeah. My family was just in Thailand. I was showing them around. I love this place, man. I'm so glad I live here. Also, it's just really good to see Kat's back. I, like, missed her streams for a long time. Because there's a few people. I hang out in Caleb's stream if I ever have a moment. Kat's stream. But I never actually go spend time normally. Because I'm always busy. You know? Hold up. What's this? Read the time message here 1 second. What? Chat. What this? Alright, bet. Yo, Remix is back, basically. Alright, let's find out how this works. Honestly, let's just send it, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, because I'll have to live, and we'll have to manage this, but I think it'll actually be okay. Haru, 18 Floodgate, prediction, what do you think? No healer. Is this going to work? Here it is. Here it is. I'm honestly over or under 30 deaths. I really feel like this has potential. Okay? I feel like depending on how serious Cape is about how much damage he does. Add? Alright. Well, shit. Hold up. You ready? We're walking into the first pole. I'll be fine. Like, I know how to tank this dungeon. Even though it's been a long time since I've tanked it. But, like, I'm not that worried. No! Wait for aggro. Cape has misdirect, luckily. Holy shit. Bro, where'd everything go? Holy fuck. What? Oh, no. No, I'm not supposed to curse because this might be a YouTube video. Bro, what the hell? No way. I actually got so distracted that we're going to pull this, okay? Wait a second. No, I mean, I told you things would be broken, but I didn't know it would be this broken. There is no shot. What? No way. All right. All right. Well, I guess it is what it is then. I think we're timing this. I think that everyone who said, yeah. Yeah, this is why some people are doing just like casually whatever key level they're doing. Now, to be fair, I still take damage, okay? Yeah. I'm good with Arcane Bear. That's my thing here. All right. We're going like this. We're going like this. And here we go. What level is this? 18. This is an 18, man. This is actually an 18, though. I do know that. I do know that. But it's... in no way. This is fun. Can we finish? Are you okay? Let me ask Troll if he's okay with it, though. I think it's genuinely... I mean, ask Troll. Troll might be a little... That's absolutely fine, because I didn't realize the exploit was this. I knew it was a lot. I didn't know it was this much. I am okay exiting this key if Troll doesn't want to finish it. Do you think... Let me ask you an honest question. I'll just ask honestly. This is pre-patch. This is actually insane. This one. Do you think we should finish the key? All that happens, by the way, it's not even an exploit. He's just using gear that wasn't stat squished. So his character is fine. Do you actually think at this point we shouldn't finish the key out of respect? But the thing is that everyone has been doing this. All he's doing, by the way, is I think that all he has is 2 weapons. As far as I understand it, it's literally just 2 weapons. Yeah, I'm okay not risking it if we don't want to, right? But I honestly think that pre-patch, don't trust Blizzard, you know what I mean? All that happens Is the pre-patch just the Wild West? I think that everyone's doing it, and I wouldn't mind just literally finishing the key. In Mythic, you think that it would happen? They forgot to remove him from a vendor. That's all that it is. It's literally just that. But I think about it, it's just pre-patch, man. Like, there's no way, man. I think for this key, it's okay. But if you are uncomfy, I genuinely think it's okay. We can literally not do it. Like, I'm okay with that out of respect. However, from my opinion, all right, it's not still up. I think they've already hotfixed it. I didn't realize it was this crazy. All right? Thoughts? Finishing? Okay. Like there's no score. That's what I was thinking, right? Like there's no title. We're not doing anything really weird. I don't think it changes anything. I think it's kind of okay to just full send. We were having a small debate about it, but just know that I've asked and thought about this live. I don't think I've seen people get, you think so? If you think so, some Warlock killed Salbar in 2 minutes. So I do know that that stuff is happening, but it's still kind of fun to do this without a healer. Noob, what are your thoughts? If you think that it's, I don't want to be weird about it. I don't want to be weird. There shouldn't be. I don't care about, the thing is there's no score. Like there's no real difference between doing this or not doing this. RG, you should be fine. How do you get the gear? So you just bought the weapons from the vendor before they hotfixed it. There's no way, right? It's not good testing. I do know it's not good testing. But that's what I was thinking, Owl. That's what I was thinking, though. No. I mean, I've never had anything. I'm a very big rule follower, okay? Yeah, we could pull the entire dungeon. That being said, you still have to figure out some mechanics. There's a... Hold up. There's a... If this is actually... Or like a legit, because but like it's pre-patch. There's no score. I feel like it's fine. But let me just ask, because we're playing with people though. Like, you know what I mean? Because everyone's doing it is the thing. I'm in straight up. I'm just gonna ask. I've been told that in Mythic Raid, that's fair. You know what? I'm okay with, we can do that. That's absolutely fine. If we'd like to just be respectful and not finish this key, I'm okay with that. That is okay. That's fair. That's fair. What's the purpose? What could possibly... Just literally doing this in 5 minutes just to kind of show people that it is hilarious and then not doing it again. You know what I mean? What are you using for the healer? This is base UI. This is base UI at all, though. Yep. That's fine. We don't do it then. It was just supposed to be fun for one. What's going on, Elixir? We're going to be respectful. We will be respectful of the rules, and we will not finish the floodgate. That's absolutely fair. I accept that reasoning. This makes sense. He did say he was going to do a lot of damage. I didn't realize he was going to do this much damage on an 18. All right, Cape. We are going to call this key, and I'll get a healer. You know, it's fair. It's fair. I'm a rule follower. I respect it. What is going on for real? Cape has... It's all it is literally he's equipped a weapon that isn't stat squished. All, like, literally, though, he just... This is the damage breakdown of that key, so everything was getting one shot immediately. Elixir, you want to come heal? Bet. That's fine. Yep. It's basically just pre-patch broken shit. I think... From my perspective, this is part of the fun of enjoying pre-patch, is that. All right? Yeah, we won't do it again. No, that's fair. Yeah. Yep, that's absolutely fair. It's not really an exploit, to be honest, though. Thank you for having me. Small, you can come back if you want. I think you can come back. Basically, though, we had made the decision there. Yeah, Small, you want to come back? Of course. You can literally play AUG with Troll and whatever, though. 170 is max item level. Don't take anyone higher. Got it. That's fair. I accept. There's a DKU timed. So, like, that seems... That's what I'm thinking, though, Azragan. So, in my perspective, part of the joy of enjoying pre-patch is just that. You know what I mean, though? That's fair. Fair. All right, Cape. No exploit. Another time. I, to be fair, think it's just fun. Yo, come. I think it's just fun, but Cape, that is a reasonable thing. No, that's fair. Small, come. Cape, I will play with you another time. My only thought process... I know you weren't. So the thing is that I know you, and I know that, like, we've played on beta. So I know from your perspective where you're at. However, I understand. Let's reset the dungeon and go 17 real fast. That's what it is. We'll be respectful. That's what I think part of the joy of pre-patch is the fact that you don't have to worry like you would in an actual season. I agree with Noob's perspective that if it's Mythic Raid, even Mythic Raid, man, like, I know they don't want to invalidate it, but at the same time, there's no more CE. You don't get log for the Race to World last happened yesterday. And I kind of don't really see the harm, personally speaking, in doing something like that for pre-patch for like a single key. And you don't have to take it up to like plus 30 level, but a plus 18 floodgate is not exactly a ridiculously hard challenge. And I don't think there's score. There might be score still enabled. That's fine. All good. All right, no exploits. Yo, what's up, monkey? All right, so this is the build that I was running there. I would swap this in an actual key with a healer over here, and I think no raise will work fine, though. I guess the mounts, does the mount still happen from Mythic Raid? That does make sense. That's fair. That makes sense. I wish... What do you guys think about this? I would say that I wish very much... Let me think about this. I'm going to put it under Season 3 talent builds, right? First EC cook, right? No raise. It's going to be there. On beta, I can answer that, Vlad Tepes. On pre-patch, I'm not sure yet. Okay. 17 flood. Real key. Yeah, if the Mythic Raid mount, that's a problem. Because that thing is exclusive, and you're not supposed to be able to just get that. They're very strict on that. That makes sense. My main issue with pre-patch, and I think that the thing to consider, is just going to be the fact that this is a long pre-patch. We're going to be here for how long? A month and a half? Some of you do know they're not going to try. I was scared. I didn't realize it was as intense. I kind of thought we would walk in and like still struggle. I didn't realize that it was hilariously that much. It's just a month. It's not just a month though, because it's January 21st today. Early access starts on the 27th of February. And on top of the fact that early access only starts there, the season doesn't start until a long time though. I don't want to see bans. Yeah, they should correct the issue, but they should correct it now. My main thing here is, God damn it, Blizzard, can you just make a stance on whether you should or should not do these types of things to enjoy the game? Because I still don't know. I've been playing World of Warcraft for like 10 years, 20 years of my life, over time, right? There have been some breaks in between, like when I first moved to Thailand, etc., etc. But God damn it, I still don't know whether these types of things are... It's still a gray area, and that's kind of wild. I feel like they need to take a much harder stance in general with any sort of Race to World first exploit, any sort of this, any sort of that. They need to make a decision and stick with it. Because as a player, like as a not Race to World first player, as a not that type of player, do you see what I mean? Like, you see, from my perspective, from your perspective, like, are you supposed to do this? Are you not? Are you not? Right? I don't know. Yep. No, it's okay, Cape. Cape, no one's blaming you. Don't worry about it. That was the lead. You're supposed to be really strong. Obviously, yeah. Okay, he didn't do it. He would have soloed that in like 5 minutes. It wouldn't have been an 18 for what it's worth. You played 10 years? No, I think it's like more than 10 years total now because I played early on, though. Will this content they ask something? I know, but it's still not like an actual rule. You know what I mean? From my perspective. How's Prot Warrior in beta? Okay, so the way that beta works right now for Guardian versus Vengeance versus Prot Warrior, the keys, Vengeance is bugged positively, but that thing is so bugged positively that it's hard to say. Vengeance is the best tank on beta at the moment. Pretty much bar none. Prot Pally was doing a lot of damage. It was a rule just a little bit, though. Yeah, it's kind of like a... The thing is, I'm not actually trying to exploit. The exploit is a funny way to say that because I'm not actually trying to exploit anything. Like, there's no score for this. Like, we're just chilling and I thought it would be funny. But the idea is I get no benefit from timing this or not timing this. You know? Like, it doesn't matter to me whether there's literally nothing. There's no achievement. There's no nothing. Like, you know? And so I don't know why it would be considered an exploit in my opinion, because I'm not trying to get anywhere and I'm not trying to abuse the system. Like, I have no idea. It was just, hey guys, pre-patch is super fun. From Cape's perspective, I agree, and I think this would be hilarious. From my perspective, it's just funny, but I can appreciate other perspectives that are not that. And so I totally respect that. If people are more interested and they think that, if you think that's an exploit whatsoever, I won't do it. That's just how it is. So this is a no raise build where I will actually be just spamming ironfur. I think I'll still do decent damage, to be honest. I don't think I'll have really, really low damage. I do think that I should Heart of the Wild Boomy form if I remember to after this. But this is actually a Mangle Thrash Ironfur. Mangle Thrash Ironfur. This is how we're playing right now on live. It's the same exact playstyle. And I'd be curious to know how this works with the Harness Rage talent. So we got to reset the meters, by the way, because Cape is still all the way on here. I just want Prot Warrior to be good. Prot Warrior is actually, I think, in a really good spot on beta, mostly because it probably won't get nerfed. Prot Warrior is just good. There's nothing wrong with it at the moment. Okay, pull these guys so they don't pull the other ones. Sniper shouldn't pull from that angle. Good. I feel pretty tanky. Like, keys do feel nerfed anyways, though. This is going to be okay with it. I see that perspective. I admit, I accept this perspective. We will vote the Floodgate as failed. I probably would have worked even at this key level. I accept. That's fair. At the very least, we can use this as a conversation metric. Just because I do wish that it wasn't a conversation and it was like, oh my god, guys, let's not do this. Or, hey guys, let's totally do this because it'd be funny. I do wish that we just had some more clarification, let's say. That maybe it's just how my brain works, but from my perspective, I kind of just wish that we had something, though. That key was totally going to be fine, though. That key, I think we actually would have done it. And I thought we weren't going to be able to. I wasn't expecting us to just straight up be like, oh, shit. And be able to do it. Pull the loader bots in. It feels weird to do these keys again after doing beta for this whole time. That's okay, though. You know what? Like I said, I get no reward for doing it whatsoever. And I'm okay with that. It actually, at the end of the day, does not physically matter whether or not I would do an 18 Floodgate on Prepatch, or a 20, or a this. They should have in the hotfix. The thing is that I think that might be hard. I'm normally a fan of Blizzard stepping in and doing stuff, but at the same time, is that hard to do? How would they track who is doing it and who's not? How would you decide if your group knew that they were doing it or whatever? Like, you see what I mean? Like, I think that that's actually can be kind of tough to make a decision on. Make sure I have aggro on the crab. Let's pull. No more divers here. No need. You would just see who has the weapon. What if you bought the weapon once? Where's your kick? No kick. You don't have one anymore. Might can speak with Keystone Heroes goal. Do it, monkey. Honestly, do it. I think that Midnight will genuinely be a good time. I know a lot of people are dooming about it, but I have only had fun playing beta thus far. Genuinely, I've only had fun with it. I have, in fact, only wanted to play beta. So I think that the new dungeons are very solid. I think that there are some hard checks. I do think that there's a little bit too many tank mechanics, just in general. I wish that there were less tank mechanics. But overall, I'm positive about it. Any score keys or mythic last boss kills. But even, what is score keys, though? Is that mostly just because of the people who play beta? It's the environments of beta that I love. For me, everything is just the environment of it. It's the fact that people don't yell at you for making a simple mistake. And that, to me, is like how I wish everyone played WoW. There are a few people who take beta like incredibly seriously, but to be honest, there's just a different atmosphere of it. Where, you know, does that make sense? Like, you're just kind of chilling, and everyone's there to learn or try things. Even if you are trying a quote-unquote higher beta key, you still get IO. All right, that's fair. I accept. That's why we didn't finish the key. That's why we stopped after the first pull, made a choice, thought about it for a second, and then from there. I flame. It's the content or the vibes? So good question. For me, beta, I will say, is heavily inflated by the fact that I don't have to gear from raid, man. Yep. I know. I've entered the OP. That's fine, Cape. Honestly, Cape, it's a discussion that's fair to have, but I'm the sort of person who's willing to just broach the... Oh my god, I forgot my DBM frames. Oh no. They're right on top of everything else. Cape, that's absolutely fine. I'm willing to just have this discussion. We decided not to complete the key, so no problem. But I could also understand, you know, the thing is, from a tank perspective, when you route and you do things, this is an old Dalgroth, you know? Yeah, Cape, you're fine. No one's actually mad at you. This is the old Dalgroth point of view. He was asked once, and I have this point of view as well. Sometimes tanks really want to play the game, and they want to think like big pull. But your DPS are going to die. Even if you time the key, it's not fun for DPS to struggle with mechanics. So the right decision, normally, right? The right decision is actually to tank safely. Is there a point to gearing a character? No. First of all, now the max item level is, I think, 169 or 170. Basically, 170. After that, since I actually want to try to play survival... it's just the weapons. I don't even understand what was happening. Is it just the weapons, Cape? Cape, remember, I might do a few more days of pre-patch, actually. I actually do think this is fun. I want to see how things are broken. 170 tech, but 2 crafted pieces is still good. Got it. Who has the Turkle? Turkle! Yeah. Like pre-patch is an omega time to play the game. Lixer was asking a good point, though. For me... I can play any character on pre-patch, on beta, and I don't have to worry about the gear. Amazing. That's my favorite thing. That's why I love beta so much, to be fair. I know that about myself, though. But the weapons still exist? Do the weapons still exist, Cape? We'll charge this guy back here, and then they'll take the next circle out. Oop, it's on this guy. No, they're gone. Okay. Your item level only looked like a little bit higher. Bought them before and just tested them out. They work too well. Yeah. I mean, again, I'm kind of, you know, monkey. First of all, I made a Frost Mage guide. Frost Mage is really fun, but it might not work on pre-patch, to be fair, though. Yeah, that's the thing. I am agreeing with Azragon, to be fair. I have your perspective, where this is a game, it's pre-patch, and it probably shouldn't matter. And if you want to just have fun like that, you can. It probably isn't fun for the other DPS we're playing with, though. Like, it isn't fun for Troll or Arson because they don't actually get to do anything. Yeah, like, I agree with your perspective, and I totally understand it for what it's worth, though. Yep, somebody did a plus 28 now. Probably. That makes sense. Sarah, let me link it. This is a plus 28. Here. Bam. But I'll totally respect exactly. That, I think, is the biggest thing, though. So that, I think, you would imagine that's too far, but I don't think they're getting banned for that. Like, maybe the run gets rolled back. But, like, there's no way you get in trouble for that. Because that's literally part of the game. Like, it's literally their bad. So I don't think you can get in trouble for that. Right, that's what I was thinking, Cape. From my perspective, yes, although you and I both know World of Warcraft players. There's no way that people are going to be reasonable about something like this. Like, you know what I mean? So to be fair, we're having this but people are not going to be having this conversation. They're full sending it 100%. You know as well as I do that they're not going to be reasonable about this. They are absolutely full sending this shit. But that's part of the game. Yup. A lock literally cleared. Yeah, I know. So that's why I think that's the fact is why punishment isn't necessarily unreasonable. I don't think you should punish it. I think you just, if they don't want it in the game, they just roll it back. My main issue is you can't really, I don't think you could reasonably expect WoW players not to do this. I feel like the reasonable expectation is that, of course, WoW players are going to do this. That's what I think personally. However, once again, I am totally down to accept the fact that that might not be how everyone thinks. Or at the very least, I mean, the thing has already been done. The damage has been done, man. A rollback is hard enough. It's not hours back, though, because the whole reason it's a discussion is simply because there is no such thing, though. Can you give me the discussion? Okay, Ferment. Basically, we were doing an 18 floodgate. Cape said, yo, I do big damn. We could probably do this without a healer. And I thought it would be funny to try it. I thought we would fail. I didn't realize that he was doing that big damn. But he's just using the weapons that they left in the game, and they're not stat squished properly. I don't have a kick. My bad. So the problem is that he's not stat squished. Those weapons were doing simply too much. In other words, on an 18 floodgate, literally everything died immediately. For what it's worth. Like in about 5 seconds, packs were dead. We did like the first pull, and then we stopped, and we went, huh, is this an exploit, or is this just a funny pre-patch thing that we could do? Because, you know, Troll streaming, I'm streaming, Arson streaming. We don't want to do anything that's against TOS, or like, we want to be respectful of Blizzard. That is very fair from our perspective. So we were like, okay. And then I was like, is it just that pull? So we did like 1 or 2 more pulls, and I was like, okay, so we're actually going to win this dungeon. I realized all of a sudden, I was like, oh shit, like we're timing this. Like this 18 floodgate is 100% timed with no healer. And this survival hunter who's just doing 100%, like 5,000% more damage than everyone else. I was like, You know? Cast that target and not your position. It's like something, it's just stupid because it doesn't matter because title doesn't exist. Like score doesn't matter anymore. So the idea was that it was just stupid. However, understandably, some people in the group did not want to risk any sort of trouble. And I thought that was very fair. With pre-patch here, so now that's a good question, Arthalex. Here we go. That's a good question. I've been playing beta. If you don't know me, I've been testing beta exclusively for a while now. Like quite some time. 60 days. And I love Guardian Druid. I'm a Guardian Druid main. So I have tested all the builds and everything. Right now, I'd have to retest. I'm not doing the worst. I have aggro. I'm still able to do the key. But at the moment, I am doing okay, basically. As Elun's chosen, no raise build. On actual midnight, DOTC is almost certainly going to be better I don't know by how much, because I don't think they're going to tune it down, and I don't think they could buff EC to be a meaningful comparison. This is mostly due to the Apex talent and our new tier set. But we do not have our Apex talent, nor do we have our new tier set yet for Guardian. So on pre-patch, probably they're way closer together. Okay? Does that make sense? So right now, it might just be preference. Do you want to play it? Do you not want to play it? It straight up is probably just a preference diff. You could not. It doesn't matter. Up, up, up. Just drag them. Yeah. Basically, so the Apex talent buffs Ravage by 40%. It also technically buffs... Hey, Sako. I'm doing pretty good. I'm happy right now. My life is actually going all right, which is weird. Have fun. I'm going to hit the gym. Pre-patch isn't for me, I think. Really, Lona? Just because Devour and stuff, like the specs that you want to play aren't it right now? Or what's your reasoning behind that? I did a key and realized I didn't have talents correct. Yeah. The talents for the bear that I'll try all day today, because I want to try DOTC versus this versus that. All of my builds that I try today will be linked under, I'm going to call it pre-patch in a second, but it's still Season 3 builds in my Discord. Is that pinned? Can you see a pinned message with a Discord link right now, though? Out of curiosity. A lot of mobs here, but it's mostly tank damage, though. I am a Loon's Chosen enjoyer. I personally don't like DOTC, just because procs at a high key level, making or breaking my survivability is meh. I don't really like proc-based gameplay. I've been trying to get better at keys. Can you see this here? Can you see this pin? Here. Everything will be linked there. You're 39.93? Solid. Is that pre-patch IO or is that previous than pre-patch IO? I can match our damage in DOTC. You can do that now. You couldn't do that later. Oh, we spawned the boss. You just got it today. Nice. Congratulations. So you get title? That's a big accomplishment. Title was hard, actually. I think that title this season was very, very high. This was 39.07 for NA and 39, was it 67 for EU? That's like an incredibly high title season. I got burnt, so I didn't go for it. Yeah? No, if you're a Druid tank with that score, you would be probably one of the top. Yup. Go left. Uh-oh. We're probably dead. Like, I wasn't meaning... I don't know who spawned the boss there, but I wasn't going to. Because we're fighting the kelps, so I'm almost positive that we don't survive this. I'd be very impressed if we somehow do survive this. I can kick one. Hold up. I can stun this a little bit, but not really. My healer is pushing it right now. This is pretty crazy, though. I saw DK. Yeah. So how do they do that? So basically, there's some gear right now that isn't stat squished. You know how the game is stat squished? So if you take a look at your item level at this point, it's just really low. There are some people who are using gear that is not stat squished. We actually just went over this beforehand. And my DBM is covering my entire action bar, so I am having a hard time figuring out what is or is not available to stun this. Yep. Behind two of them, yep. Did you have a team to push with, Sako, or did you actually pug it? I'm imagining a team, because 39, especially NA, on a bear. You actually pugged it as a bear? What's your bear character name in game? I haven't been keeping up. Was rough? Yeah, I imagine so. I imagine so. Interesting. Well, good for you, man. I want to get Resil 28. So you can, but there's a conversation at the very least. There's no answer to this, but there's a conversation about whether or not it's an actual exploit for what it's worth. Like, is this a problem? Like, is it just fun pre-patch activity, or is it like you might get banned or in trouble for this? We honestly can't answer that. Like, to be fair, like, we don't know it's just pre-patch remix from my perspective. No, nothing. That's the thing. That's the thing, Ferment. I understand that if you do it in raid, could understand. But for what it's worth in keys, you don't really get anything. And so from my perspective, it's like just kind of, it's like a remix. It's just a fun, it's a fun thing. I don't think they'll ban people for that because you know how many people they're going to have to ban? A lot. Holy. Do you know how many people they'd have to ban if they did that though? They said it's fixed. So it's supposed to be fixed, but it is definitely not. Whoever bought the items still has them. They hotfixed the buying of the items. They didn't actually hotfix the thing because you can still use it. If you have them, you can use them. Oh, we're at 73%. It's just like a weapon, to be fair. Even just like a single weapon, though. I feel like it's just a thing. That's my perspective from Ent is like, you know what? Our bad. It's pre-patch. It is what it is, man. That's kind of my perspective as well, is just they're going to just kind of go, nah, all right, it is what it is. But, yeah. Yep. Look at his gear. All this was like, so that's my perspective. Like, I've been making a bunch of YouTube videos specifically talking to everybody about how the secret to pre-patch is just to have fun with it because nothing is going to work. They're not about to ban no one. I don't think they're banning anyone. I think the worst thing they do is they roll back the runs if they're really concerned about the integrity of score. But there's literally no... I don't think so. I would be impressed. Actually, I wouldn't even mind if they did. If they did ban people, I would not be upset about this. Genuinely. I actually would be kind of okay with it. And the reason I'd be okay with it is because then we would know in the future not to do it. I just have a problem with anyone's communication in a relationship, in real life, in whatever, man. I don't like it when people are super flip-floppy. Don't you agree with this? You know what I'm talking? Have you ever had friends who are like, I'm totally okay with this, and then you do it, and they're like, I'm totally not okay with this. And I'm like, come on, man. And it's just like, you said it was fine. And they're like, no. It wasn't because they're... I said it wasn't an exploit because of pre-patch. And also, it's clearly... I'll accept... Lixer, you know what? I 100% accept that reasoning of why it would be why that would change that. That's fair. That's what I think, man. So, the problem is... Yeah. That's been a problem for a long time is how are you supposed to know or trust what is or is not okay? Because they're not very good at telling people and communicating what is or is not okay. You have the differences of Race to World First versus this, versus some random dad who accidentally got some rep in Azkahet at the beginning of this season. And then, you remember that? Like the beginning of the War Within where they had this, and then all of a sudden that random dad got banned because the Race to World First did it, and it was just like, there you go. It's a good conversation to have. I really am a very respectful person. I very much like following rules. So if the rules are set one way or the other, that's what I want to do. But, you did say good morning, Onos. Onos, do you really run and hike every morning? You always tell me I'm going for a run, I'm going for a hike. Is that actually something you just do regularly? I have a funny story about this. Time for beta? Haha. Hi, Azid. Yes, you're addicted. Fair. Not a just... I think that there's probably way too many people who did it, though. What has already happened in pre... Goddamn, there's actually so much pre-patch news, man. Okay. So, basically... I should have just pinned this at this point, though. As somebody that never got banned, I'm not worried. I've never gotten banned. I've never had anything. Like, I've never crossed the rules at any point. 40k steps in the day. Bro, what the hell? Really? That's insane. That's what I thought, man. Exploit early, exploit often. I mean, that's kind of, in general, the prevailing theory from my perspective is that Blizzard has sort of said that. Like, that's kind of the perspective on the game is just, in my opinion... That's what they're sort of leaning towards, and the history of this is sort of telling you it's like exploit early, exploit often. That's kind of the thing, but it's not even an exploit. That's the thing. I don't actually care if we time The 18 versus the 25 floodgate. Like, that doesn't matter. There's a looking for group asking for 200 fucking shit, Monos. Is it really? I don't sleep long, so I start at 5:30 and I love it. I miss percentage in this dungeon because I haven't done it in a while. Also, Lindormi is just casually there with the quest that we can't do right now. Dude. You got... The world is so quiet at this time. It is. That's actually one reason I love... One thing that I love is being awake at off times just because of how peaceful it is. I used to really, really sleep super poorly. I actually sleep better today than I did then. It's still bad, but it's better. And I would go in high school. I would just casually go to the park next to my house, and I would climb the gymnasium and just sit up there. And I would just watch. It was just quiet. I like quiet. Hey, Azragun. Is this the first time you're finding my stream today? From Cats? Hello. I haven't been streaming that long, and to be fair, I have never... Now, actually, people are asking for 600. So bold. I live pretty rural. We live in a really nice place. I wish I could show you Onos, but there are unfortunately weird people on the internet, so I don't want to show you where I live. We did a house tour the other day, like a brief one. When on my birthday stream a few days ago, we did like a cooking stream. It was the first cooking stream. And we kind of gave like a little house tour during that. But I really like our house. There's nature all around. There's a bunch of trees and a lot of wildlife, actually. There's always something, like a squirrel outside, birds that come. The cats watch the birds from out the window. So there's always a bunch going on in our area, and I really like it. Absolutely, on my Guardian main. Gotcha. I love Guardian. And Guardian will be fine going in, though. I think it's fun. Honestly, Intruder, my big thing, it's fun. Is the AC. Yeah. Were you remember that? You remember that drama with the AC? God damn. Oh, man. It is better now. It is significantly better now. There's still a few other problems with the house, to be honest. There are some spiders, but not a lot. And they're very small. And they kind of chill, but they eat mosquitoes, and we don't like mosquitoes. So I'm like a spider enjoyer, because whenever I see one, I go, yo, Bob, like, you want any food, Bob? Like, I'll feed you, Bob. Please eat the mosquitoes. I'm getting bit way too much. Intruder. At the end of the day, the reason to play Prepatch is simply fun. That's actually the reason. Straight up, it's fun. That's why. That's it. That's the only reason. There's actually no other reason. You won't really get to learn your class. So no fun. Fair. The problem is that the Apex talents aren't a thing. And I think that that's sort of a mistake with Prepatch, in my opinion. Just because since the Apex talents aren't introduced, you don't really get to practice for Midnight. Like, whatever version of your spec that you're playing right now is technically not the version that you're going to get when Midnight actually comes out. You're missing 3 hero talents. Some specs will play the same, and some will not. Some will play very different. Morning, son. I think that's actually like a genuine kind of problem to think about. Also, Onos. So, before, you know how I had a hard time eating due to genetic differences and stuff? Easy. GG's. The damage breakdown is weird. Yeah, I think I might have details enabled, because actually this is wrong. Well, not wrong, just different. So your talent? Yeah, of course. Everything will be linked in Discord. Is there? Can you guys see a pin thing on my stream? Is there a pin there, Tiny? All builds that I test for Guardian linked in Discord. Yeah? I'm trying this one right now, which is a no-raise build. And I honestly think that no raise will be here, though. Yes, okay, so I can find something that I can eat. Now, Kitty has started making me homemade activities. Homemade activities include, apparently for my birthday, she made cheesecake. So she had to make cream cheese from scratch. This is homemade cream cheese without anything that I'm not allowed to eat. And then she also made homemade salted caramel sauce. Oh, it was orgasmic. It was so good. It was unbelievably good, okay? So now what happened is we just have 2 tubs of salted caramel and cheesecake in the fridge. And I'm ecstatic about this. I'm having a great time, man, because I can eat it. And I'm realizing all of a sudden, you see, it apparently is not that hard for me to gain weight. I just didn't have homemade cheesecake in my life. It's hard for me to gain weight when I have to eat like 17 eggs in a meal. That's tough. But it is in fact not hard, because what I want right now is I would like a second cheesecake today. I already had one this morning. And I will be over-caloried. So before, I used to say, guys, I don't do cardio because obviously I need to conserve calories. Like, I don't want to lose weight. I'm trying to gain weight. Now, I have no excuse. It turns out, Onos, that I'm not trying to conserve calories. I am, in fact, just lazy. That's what it is. Because now that I have enough calories, I'm still not doing cardio. Yeah. Well, we use real sugar. Also condensed milk. I like condensed milk. Azergon, I have like some random genetic stuff, so I can't eat the same way that other people can eat. Healing in midnight is very different. But first on, still fun. Just simple. It's just simple. Healing in midnight is actually just simple now. 18 gambits. Yeah. Stretch, that's a good call, DN. I think pre-patch, sometimes, Intruder, don't you find it a little bit strange, potentially, that you have to have a reason to play WoW? Do you ever think like that, though? Because sometimes, can't the reason just be fun? Do you need a progression system, actually, though? Is that something that is really required? Do you actually need, like, do you need the loot from Mythic Raid to make you Mythic Raid? That's fair, DN. This would be the perfect time to take a little break. If you wanted to take a little break, you totally could. You could, absolutely. Let me get, for, let's come the way. I didn't realize. We'll do it again. 20%. I like prog system. I resiled 20 since the end of November and stopped playing on December. That's one of my problems, Intruder, is that once, like around Turbo Boost, I just stopped. Because I realized I could keep progressing, but there's not a lot of progression anymore. What's up, Sass? Hi, Sass. How's it going? How's it going? A flex redeem. Okay, bet. So, hell yeah. I bet. Flex redeem like this. Yeah, keep. We'll do more. Maybe one more for now. I've become housing main. Enjoy your housing. I haven't even set up my house yet. Housing for me is not the system for me, to be fair. My rant, Super, is this. At the end of the day, I wish World of Warcraft was a little bit less hyper-competitive. I find World of Warcraft moving more and more into a system that looks a little bit more reminiscent of League of Legends. I find it to be moving more in a direction where it's moving more toward into, if you don't play for rank, why are you playing the game? You see? And I don't think that's good for WoW. I think that this will actively hurt WoW long term. That is one of the things that I don't love. But I don't see a way that they could fix it or save it. Okay? The best thing they could do would be to try to bring some form of magic back into the game. Think about it like this. Why do people play Classic? Is Classic an actually better game than Retail? Gameplay-wise and system-wise, not necessarily. But WoW Classic, among other things, has a fucking magic to it, man. There's some form of something that it has that Retail doesn't have. Whenever you go play Classic, it's slow. The gameplay loop is one, and then hit one again, and then hit a third Frostbolt. And as you get more gear, you hit a fifth Frostbolt. It's not just nostalgia, it's the fact that the world feels alive. You are actively interacting with a world. It's the World of Warcraft, not the rank of Warcraft. And I actually think that the more that they push the competitive scene of Mythic Plus and this, you actually lose something with World of Warcraft. I have a hard time explaining it, but it's something along the lines of people think that when they added Dungeon Finder back in Cataclysm, that was the start of the end. I disagree. I don't think that's true. I don't think the Dungeon Finder is what did that, because there were plenty of people who queued into a Dungeon Finder run and still talk to people. Oh, hi, y'all. Thank you for the Prime sub. Right? So I don't think that it's reflective of the entire player base either, necessarily. Cape, you're good? Cape won't use... I don't know. That's fine. You can actually come play Survival for legit. Yeah. I disagree. It's too casual. Interesting. You have a better pulse than I do. Most people. Hyper competitive is 5 to 10%. Hyper competitive is like 5%. Competitive is like the 10% over here. But there's like 80% of people, man. 80% of the player base literally just plays the game and does questing. And they love it. And they think about it like this. It's almost like an assumption that some people make. It's like, well, I mean, most people play Mythic Plus. But statistically speaking, that's not true. That's actually not true. Also, who was this, by the way? Also, who was streaming, by the way? I'll go. I didn't talk much in Pugs Classic either. I didn't talk much because I was like 10. Hi, Jenny. Are you excited to play Prepatch today? Healing feels really weird. If you're a healer in Prepatch, you'll feel interesting. I think it'll be an actually interesting time to play. Intruder, so if you had Resil 20 and you were somebody who really liked pushing content, though, yeah, well, small, no problem. We'll play again another time, though. I was 28. It's okay for me to heal. It'll be fun to heal in the future. What key is this? 18 Gambit. It'll be 18 Gambit. Oh, no problem, Small. You're good. So that's the rant that I would go on, though, is like, from my perspective, it would be one of the only ways to save WoW is to bring more life into the game itself. You think the 10% of the 10%. Some just playing more and don't care about rank. But, like, Heam, from your perspective, okay, my question to you is this. All that being said, do you think the game should be designed for what level? What key should be aspirational? And what level of the game should the game be designed for? And I think I am going to do much higher than this. This is not going to be my limit, but the game shouldn't be designed for people like me because I'm chronically addicted and will play it anyways. I think the game should be designed for give or take. I think a plus 10 is a pretty reasonable, somewhere between 10 and 12. Like, that's about right. Hi, TH, I see you there. I think that's about right. Yep. All right, let me post the next build. Let's try this, though. Maybe 15? Yeah, I agree around there, DN. Maybe between 2,000 even. Even 2,000. It's just that we have a massive selection bias, and I mean a massive selection bias. Like, an unbelievable selection bias. That the people who have voices in World of Warcraft are unprecedentedly... Wait, no, that's the wrong word. Basically, they make up that top 1% way more. You can get all the rewards and stuff and get out gear, but then you should make the content fun. Whoa. One of the examples is this. What's the benefit right now to doing higher than 3K? You get the mounts at 3K, and then what? What's the benefit? Okay, so I want to change up my talent build. I think we could try DOTC, or we could try a raise build for this Gambit. Let's try a DOTC for a key. I might have to look at what talents I want, though. To bring more life to the game, they fix the following. Not to finish content in 2 months, no turbo boost. Only tokens for items. When you say only tokens for items, and more tank player and fixed pug life with tuning, that's a lot of things you're asking for there. I don't really need these. I could actually swap the left side, I think. I could swap these 3, pretty sure, to here. And then I could... This would be better. Even though it was still bugged before. Hi, Nanami. You can't select alt? Nope. Yeah, I'll play DOTC for a key, but keep in mind that, once again, no Apex talent and the fact that I can't actually choose all my hero talents. So, a little weird. What's this? Oh... Hold up. What's this? Who this? What is your... I don't think there needs to be any more benefit than just enjoyment for doing more than 3K, though I would have liked to see the vault rewards up to 18. Okay, to be fair, I would have liked to have seen that too, though. Finish content in 2 months. Ayahuasca, there's a big argument that WoW is more of a seasonal game nowadays, and it does feel like that. Like, WoW is a way more seasonal game than it used to be. And it kind of feels bad for a lot of people because it really does feel like that, though. Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha. We're doing Gambit. I feel like that would have been so cool. I would have liked the reward because I think it was fair that it was early myth track versus whatever. No, they reverted it, Coco. It's back already. That was apparently not a thing they decided to do. I feel like that's sad. I actually was excited. Yeah, they reverted it already. I know. Yeah, it sucks. Blep, blep, blep. Stop the 3K because I see no reason to go higher. Okay, I have a cook. You want to hear my cook? I don't know how... Let's read. Looks like I'm doing more mythic rating. That's okay. So, okay, maybe it's because... Yeah. I have a cook. There is a way for them to fix Mythic Plus. Borderline. Maybe not fix, but at least help Mythic Plus. Yes, I know. All right. Cyril, plus 29 streets just completed. Haha. Wonderful. All right. You ready for the cook? Yes. Onos is correct. What they need to do is they need to make more stepping stones past 3K. There doesn't need to be a mount. If a mount is hard for them to make, just make something. I think a transmog option is a perfect idea. That's a really good plan. Transmog option. Oh, fuck, I linked the wrong thing. Here's the thing. All right? No, listen. Hold up. Oh, that's the wrong thing. Here. Whoops. Oops. This. Huh. All right. 3.1K, 3.2K, 3.3K, 3.4. I also agree, by the way, but some people really like them, Volcus. I'm not a mount corrector. I'm not, for what it's worth. But all they need to do is actually make stepping stones. Here's why. When people's expectations get subverted, then bad things happen to the game. That is the problem. When people's expectation is we're going to go and we're either 3K or 4K, we have a problem. You see? You see the issue here? If you think that it's 3K or like people start treating plus 14s like they start treating plus 20s. But people with respect don't tend to do that as much in plus 12s because there is no stepping stone. There's no aspirational goal. There to Blizzard, by technical default, if you were brand new to the game, you see? You're brand new, like you have never played WoW. You walk in and you start doing keys. You would not know the difference between 3K IO and title. And there is a massive amount of things in between this. That is one of the problems. You see? Remember us reaching 3K on 3 or more classes? I actually think that'd be really fun as well, to be fair. I farmed for challenge mode there were way better mogs. Alright, ready, check, let's go. 18 Gambit. So this is Druid of the Claw. Let me look at my build real quick because I'm wrong here. You can actually play Druid of the Claw with no raise. I could even still play 1 point Fury of Nature, but let me grab this point and let me decide what I'm doing with this. Druid of the Claw. We can grab this point out here as well and put... We could either get massive ironfur uptime just so that we don't have to manage it as much and we get more raises and ravages. The problem is that without the tier set, even just raise is going to be weird to play. Like, you can actually play without raise and you can just go to ravage with killing blow for AoE. Like, you could do this, but this was still bugged on beta, and I bet you there's a huge difference between I agree, DN. And that's why I think they just need to clarify that a little bit more. That's one of the things. I feel like if they clarified that, it would be significantly better. Where do I want to put this point? No joke, I don't actually need raise. I genuinely feel like raise is going to be kind of meh. Yeah. I'm really thinking that I don't want raise. I'm thinking Sundering Roar is pretty meh. Killing Blow we can still play with, and we'll log it and we'll see what happens. I am logging today, right? Okay, I was. All right, here we go. Shall we? Count down 10. Blech. All right, let's try this one next. Let's see how this goes. So we need a no raise. We just need Ravage procs. This entire build will be kind of dependent on Ravage procs. Let's do it. There are many things they could do. And I at least, by the way, I think that they did the most Omega tank change that has literally ever existed in World of Warcraft just happened. Do you know what it is? You guys know what it is, yeah? Have you seen it? So the most Omega tank change happened recently. Okay, so my ironfur is macroed, and therefore I won't be able to hit Ravage properly. Interesting. Give me a Ravage proc. I hate Druid of the Claw. Instantly hate Druid of the Claw. Every time I try to play Druid of the Claw, I don't like it. And it's just because I've gotten 2 Ravage procs in this entire Incarn window, man. Just 2. How? Only 2? I hate this. This is terrible. I literally have only gotten 2 procs. Give me more. Hold up. Give me... There it is. There's a 3rd proc. That's it? Oh, man, dude. I don't like Druid of the Claw. Every time. Every time, man. Wow. Listen. My damage is less. Look how, because I only got 3 procs. And I'm actually... Okay, hold up. A lot of people like Druid of the Claw, but sometimes RNG just decides that it is not your day. And it seems as though it has decided that for me today. Arson did just steal aggro. He absolutely did. Give me a Ravage proc. I just lost mine because I tried to get to this pull. Thank you. There's a Ravage proc. There we go. Ravage 1. This feels so much worse, man. They made it worse. So during Incarn, you get less, right? Outside of Incarn, you get more. It actually felt more okay on beta. I'm genuinely not sure what changed. Like, here I got way more procs, so this feels a little better. That pull felt slightly better, but not by much, to be honest. Not by much at all. I'm just not really a enjoyer. Also, I have to stop filling with Moonfire and start filling with Swipe just a little bit, though. Yeah. Just ultimately not really a fan. Well. The main thing is that it's just really tied in, though. He's got some other modern... Can I ask you guys a question? Do you think that MMOs are dying? Just in general. Honest question, honest question. Do you think that MMOs are dying? Because I kind of feel like MMOs are dying a little bit. I feel like every year people want more quick fixes and queue-based systems, and they don't want to be investing hundreds of hours into a game. And the whole nature of MMOs is that this is a world that you dedicate your life to. I feel like... You play Wizard 101? Do you really? Yeah, what's up? Oh, hold up. I need to get the door. 1 second, 1 second. I gotta get the door. Wait, yeah, hold up. People need faster game. That's the problem, yeah. That's the problem. Hold up, door. Oh, wait, we pulled the pack. I can't get aggro because I'm Druid of the Claw. And everyone's dead because I tried to get that Ravage off. I don't like Druid of the Claw. I mean, I could play it, like, it's not the end of the world, but... I'd say Discord... Wait, what? Discord is one of the reasons that they're dying. What's this about? Hey, small. Well, wait, hold on, wait. Can you explain that, Volcus? All my nephews are like FPS. That's what I think, too. 1 second. I heard somebody knock on my door. And there's a maid over today, so I might have to just grab the door real quick. I'm trying to get my Ravage off. Do you think I could live if I go... Oh, wait. Hold up. Door. Hold up. Door. 1 second. Huh? Okay, I'm back. Woo. Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Where were we? I'm back. All right. Onward and upward. Okay, so from here, as Druid of the Claw, I'm going to have to Barskin, go aggro here. I hit the Incarn. I technically have everything. I'm going to go like this. I got one Ravage proc, and here we go. Cool. I've lost aggro because Druid of the Claw doesn't do enough damage at the moment. I had no aggro problems as Elun's Chosen, by the way. There's 3 Ravage procs here, so I'm going to do a lot more damage than... Okay, it's not the end of the world. All right. I miss the days when my brother and I would argue on who would tank and the rest could have fun. Don't be pushing IO or anything like that. The way to fix WoW is just to remake it with slightly new graphics. I don't think that would work. I don't think the graphics are the problem. I actually don't... Because if graphics were a problem, then nobody would have enjoyed OSRS, to be fair. If graphics were actually a problem for World of Warcraft, then literally no one would have played OSRS. I think that WoW, it would just hurt people like me and you. If you care about World of Warcraft, you're not going to like this. But do think that WoW needs to have a queue system for Mythic Plus. And if that doesn't work for Mythic Plus, then I think they need to change it until it does. I feel genuinely as though that is kind of what needs to happen. I just don't see how it would benefit me. Like, that's not what I want for the game, but I think it's what the game needs. Because you see what I mean? Because that's what gamers want. It's not what World of Warcraft players want. It's what gamers want. Gamers in general have changed a lot over time, you know? And the biggest thing that's changed is just how they want to spend their time. Gaming isn't really an escape from the real world anymore. It's a lot more of a reflection of the real world now. So rather than people wanting to forget about the fact that, you know, they are failing at life and everything sucks. I know the DBM is really pissing me off too. That's why I'm having a hard time focusing. I can't see if I have a Ravage proc or anything. I tried to reload earlier and it didn't work. All right. Hold up. So, I mean, life used to suck a lot less. But basically, World of Warcraft players in particular, but MMOs used to be the time where you logged on to forget about the woes of life in a lot of ways. And now, instead of forgetting about the woes of life, you use this as a proxy for success. And that's one reason that people take score so fucking seriously, man. Do you know what I mean? People, oh my God, people pay so much, they put so much emphasis on their Mythic Plus score because their Mythic Plus score is how they know whether they should be loved in real life. Does that make sense to people? Do you know what I'm saying? I can't actually see my bars, so I'm doing my best here. Yeah, like if you don't have high Raider IO or you don't get... Imagine, for example, let me say, what if your score at the end of a season was just, unfortunately, your grandmother had a fall, you were at the hospital for the last few weeks, and your score is 3,880. That means that you were 20 points shy of title. You were going to play the last few weeks, but unfortunately, there was a big family event that happened, so you didn't get to play. Let's assume that's you, okay? You have failed at life. You know, you are, unfortunately, I don't make the rules, but according to the player base, you didn't get title. So your whole season, the last 5 months of work, it's invalidated. And you should just not, I mean, you know what I mean? There's a bathtub there and whatever else needs to happen. What's up? Are we a Harneer yet? No, I don't think actually Harneer will be out yet. I don't think Harneer will be out. The point is, all right? No, I'm not suggesting anything. The point is, we take this so seriously, but it's a game. Okay? I wonder what amounts of people actually... A lot ferment. A lot more than you would think. What I'm saying is not my perspective. It's literally way more people than you might imagine. That's one of the problems. One of the problems. It's like significantly more of the player base than you would think. All right, I really have to figure out what that is because I can't actually see the boss. Add-ons. I do not like Druid of the Claw right now. Add-ons here. It's Little Wigs, right? Yeah, it's not DBM. It's Little Wigs. It's Big Wigs and Little Wigs. Yep. Reload. Holy. Better. Now people losing their time whispering moving a keys break. Right, exactly. Like that's the type of thing that happens though, DN, is that you finish a key and then afterwards people will literally take time out of their day to whisper you that you've done poorly. That's correct. That's what I'm referring to though. You know? But that's the thing. Okay, so aggro sucks because I have to do this, though. Did they kill weak auras yet? Yeah, so pre-patch, basically, they have killed weak auras. However, most things that you want out of the game will still be here. So you don't have to worry that much about it. Don't worry too much. Maybe they should stop making seasonal content. I'm not sure that would work. You think that if WoW was like perma, but how would they would have to release more content, but you think the FOMO of WoW is a problem, but I think that basically at this point, WoW is always going to be seasonal. I think casual players queuing for ranked things is a larger problem. So, Burrito, I think that is true if you use the perspective. It depends on your perspective. So, one perspective about the game, I'm going to change this up. I'm going to go like this. I hate that I don't have Moonfire on my bars because my UI is so bricked up playing Druid of the Claw right now. On top of that, we have to go pull these guys, but not the boss. Yes, you still have Plater and things like that. Don't worry. No one pull boss. Ugh. Okay, hold up. I'm actually so okay. I tell you what, we're probably going to wipe here, and then we zone out, and I stop playing Druid of the Claw. I was really going to put my best attempt on it. But all these mobs are about to get knocked away. I wonder if you could actually do this pull right now. Hold up. I'm locking in. I'm locking in. And then we're going to talk about the FOMO in World of Warcraft, because I have thoughts. Okay? I can't focus and do this boss as Root of the Claw at the same time. Yeah, hold up. It's a reset. Reset. The door and everything here, though. I'm not going to go Druid of the Claw, though. The new DPS bars. Does that mean I don't have enemy analytics? Okay, bunch of questions we're going to get here. Number 1. Okay. No need to assume happened to you. Yep. They need to add little shrines at the front of dungeons labeled RNG God to pray for. I can't stand Druid of the Claw. Also, overall, even though I'm actually doing the rotation right, it does not do more damage than EC right now. Like, I'm totally fine with EC, actually. And EC without raise was playable. I mean, all these details. Okay, bunch of questions. I will go over them. Number 1, details is in fact in the game, but it is effectively just a reskin of the in-game damage meters, which work just fine. So you don't need details anymore. The in-game damage meters are updated and they're significantly better. All right, number 1. Number 2, I'm definitely not playing Druid of the Claw again. Number 3, WoW does rely on FOMO. It has to, because they have to keep people logging into the game. A really good example of this is how many times I have asked Mythic Raiders, people who love Mythic Raid, if there was no Myth track and you didn't get advanced loot for logging in to do Mythic Raid, would you still do it? And they're like, psh, no. And I'm like, okay. So they have to make an arbitrary system for you to do content, because the content, it might be fun, but at the same time, like, you're not doing it because it's fun. You're doing it because you get a reward for it. Interesting. How many times? Why? I'm trying to abandon the key. I'm really trying to at the moment. It is not letting me. The in-game meters works, but details is not correct. Why abandon the key? Mostly because the build I was playing was very, what happens? I had to get the door because there was somebody there and Kitty is asleep. And then at the same time, I was distracted by the build and I didn't like the build I was playing. So I zoned out and then we were going to reset the key because that key was not timed 100%. And we pulled the boss on accident. I don't know what pulled it, but something pulled it. One point here. You have the in-game Hikili, which is kind of, though. DPS of your teams, Team Crap versus Beta. Beta is not a good comparison splotch because we have no Apex talent, and the game is tuned around Apex talents very much, though. They don't get that time back. Burrito, what you were saying earlier, what I wanted to respond to it is this. I think that we overestimate. Oh, did I get kicked from the group because this thing didn't work? I couldn't reset. Fun. What I think the miscommunication is what percentage of the player base engages with the content that you think they engage with. And what I mean by this is, as an example, you have Mythic Fractalus. Yeah? They change weak auras, and a lot of the people were quoting they change weak auras because of Mythic Fractalus. But but most people don't do Mythic Fractalus, so that's a weird thing to do. Morning from the UK. Morning, Ryan. That's people doing brand drops that only last 30 days. Again, people play to play. And if you are experiencing FOMO, that's all you. Interesting. You don't have to. Coco, let me think about that for a second. I disagree with the Fractals argument. Okay, bring it. We have a conversation, but can I get cheesecake so I can eat while we have this conversation, though? That's what I think, Devil Dante. I think that actually the amounts of people who sub and literally only do delves is way higher than we think. Before his release. You can sit there, but I want the cheesecake. And discuss the thing, but you can see that I am requiring sugar. But you can see I require a snack. I require snack beer bag. What an example of the underlying issue. Say this is weak aura lover. There was a game design because weak auras would solve too much. I honestly think, and I genuinely believe this, the weak aura change and everything they did with add-ons was to make the game more accessible for new players. And I think that they failed that. I don't think that anyone really at the highest level that had to use weak auras would have quit the game because they still had to use it. It was annoying, but they were okay with that annoyance. It helps very few people, the weak aura change. Because everyone who would play the game at a competitive enough level that required weak auras, I think that a lot of those people don't like it. New players don't use it. They're running out of creativity because weak auras existed. That's actually a really good, that's a good one, Coco. I kind of agree with that too. To be fair though, I mean, it mostly just still exists. All right, be right back. Let me go get cheesecake real fast. I need sugar. This is a good conversation. Listina, I want to challenge players. You need to do more and more esoteric shit. Fair enough. Be right back. Cheesecake fast. Okay. I have taken this time to collect my thoughts and think about the actual conversation we're having. I would like to clarify, because I am back now with salted caramel cheesecake, so I am now in a good mood, very good mood. My perspective on the game is but one of many. Ultimately, when we do have conversations about the game, which I love having, because I think often about World of Warcraft. I spend way too much time in my life thinking about World of Warcraft. I think it's very important that we realize just how many different types of players there are. I don't even know from your perspective, do you like doing keys? Do you like doing raid? There are people who love raid and hate keys. There are people who love keys and hate raid. They'll probably have different perspectives on the game. There are people who love delves but don't like this, etc., etc., etc. It's like impossible for them to balance the game for everyone. So that's the first thing. Second thing is, what I want for World of Warcraft is for new players to start playing. At the end of the day, my primary motivation behind having these conversations would be I really want people to get into the game again, because I think that would help the game a lot. You see? Yeah, I know. Honest. I sprinted up and down 3 flights of stairs. It is 3 flights of stairs to get to the kitchen to obtain the cheesecake. So, how do we get new players into the game? How do you get new players into tanking? How do you get new players into healing? What would they need to change about tanking so that people don't feel stressed playing it? What would they need to change about healing so that more people are interested in it? What could they do for WoW that would accomplish these goals? That's my perspective. You see? But in general, that's my perspective. Totally reset the game. They're not going to abandon the product, though. So, Burrito, I worry that you're right. I think you might be right. What if the goal for them is to maintain as many players as they can while the game dies? I worry about that, man. I agree with that, Splotch. I think that the change, that's why I was so excited about it, and I made a video. I was on vacation. I didn't even care. I was so excited that they had made that change for tanking, where in-game routing system would be there. WoW 2.0? What would WoW 2.0 be? Is WoW 2.0... Is WoW 2.0 Classic Plus, or is it Retail Plus? In your sphere of WoW you play in. Yeah, that's... So, Volkus, I kind of agree with you. I very rarely see new players, and that bothers me. How can you get new players into WoW? Hi, Zan. Zan, guess what I'm eating right now? Entirely new classes in a game. How would they do that? How would they do that, though? I only tank up to 5s for now. I think they should, Splotch. I think that the in-game routing system is just a massive W for tanks. If you don't know that, by the way, from Midnight, massive W. They added an in-game routing system where during the key it will highlight what packs to pull and should be 100%, but it's only up to a +5. And they should actually have that for higher keys. And steal the classes from other games. You could. And also, you could use the things that people liked about Fellowship, you could make into WoW. Somewhat. Doesn't matter, Burrito. If there's at least an introduction to routing, it will be so helpful for tanks. Yeah. WoW, they've already done a better job than they have in the previous past of telegraphing frontals or something. But they could go way further with it. 100%. The game needs to be marketed differently. The population is old. I agree with that. Do you remember? Yeah, hashtag Night Elf Mohawk. Fucking yeah, super. Do you remember the old school advertisements for WoW? But that was back when it was a world. And you didn't have to be good at the game to play. Back in the day, no. Back in the day, you did not have to be good at the game to play. At all. You could be terrible and still play the game. And you could still raid Nax Ramus if you wanted to. You could be terrible and still do it. Eladria, I agree with that. Although, to be fair, everything is way more approachable now. For someone like me, I would say there's still going to be a lot of learning curves for somebody who's new to WoW. In general, how many people liked the new Midnight cinematic? How many people watched the new Midnight cinematic and thought, man, that is peak. I have to play. Yeah. I've tried getting my friends into WoW. They see how many hours a week I play. That's a big... That alone is a barrier, Griffin, is just how many hours are required for World of Warcraft. That's a big problem right there. Really, Ferment? You never even watched the original WoW cinematic? I think cinematics have actually been on a downturn since I liked the Shadowlands cinematic. BFA was hype, and then everything else beforehand was good until now. If you shorten it anymore, all the old players will quit. I don't know, man. Is worth it? I mean, so I also spend X amount of hours per week, you know? Took me like an hour. I remember the Sylvanas once they force you to watch and raid. Can I ferment? Why? Well, as of right now, Burrito, apparently it takes 18 hours to level in Midnight, which I don't want. I think that'd be terrible. Apparently right now, it takes 18 hours. So I have heard through the grapevine that at the moment there's a lot more experience needed. So it'll take you way longer to level your character at Midnight. Yes, ferment. I am. Make WoW free to play. That's a hard one. We're doing the thinking for them, and those which are largely presentation. Placement was presentation. You go a long way in helping newbies. Fair point. Fair point. You'll begin leveling with Bear? Yeah, probably. My Druid will be my first character, by far. Like, almost certainly, yeah. But I might play Druid in my way. From 80 to 90. From 80 to 90 in Midnight when you buy the expansion and it comes out. Yeah, that's supposedly what I heard. I haven't done it myself, but supposedly they massively buffed the experience required, raw experience required. Where, like, maybe if you speed run the leveling, it's 12 hours, but it's not one, supposedly. That's nothing. I mean, nothing compared to Classic, but it's a lot compared to what we're used to. I'm missing so much of the lore, you can't make myself care about it. I would watch all the new ones. Ferment, how much do you like World of Warcraft? No, they wouldn't. There is no... The WoW lore old school is good. Do you know how much money they make from subscriptions and how many people forget to cancel their subscriptions? Let me ask you an honest question. It's a personal question. Are you ready? All right. I'm ready in a second. We do a key in a second. Be honest with me. I'll be honest with you if you're honest with me. How many active subscriptions do you have right now that you were definitely supposed to cancel, but you forgot? I paid for Xbox Game Pass like 3 months ago so that I could play a game for 1 week. I am still paying for it because I keep forgetting to turn on my Xbox and cancel it. 3. 0? I got 1. It's that, and I keep meaning to cancel my iCloud, but I never do it. 0? How? Really? I guess from my perspective, you just had a review of all your subs. Congratulations. All right. Apparently, I'm losing some money. Most of my subs I know about, but a lot of people apparently just forget about it. Yeah, I know. The Xbox Game Pass, I pay a little bit, but I don't play it. The one game I actually pay on Xbox, I have bought, so I don't need a Game Pass for it. Okay. Okay. Hello, hi Nid. I'm doing good. I'm eating cheesecake right now, so I'm having a great day. When I sub, I instantly cancel it. That would be smart. I should do that, man. Do as you say. They forget this for sure. Yeah, they totally forget that they're doing it. Because for a lot of people, Big Wigs was doing really weird stuff on my bars, but it was kind of working. We can do my 17 whatever. I got the 17 Gambit. I got way too many subs. I click sub, then I go to cancel. That's smart. Should do that. But yes, Nid, I'm eating. This is a giant thing of cheesecake too. And it's my second cheesecake today. Big Wigs worked, but you have to position the bars because the bars were right over my action bars, which is really annoying. The little wig, so I just disabled it. Oh. That's smart, and honestly, I could learn a thing or two. I should probably do that. Fair enough. I know. Yeah, Enbo. I'm pretty aware of what I sub to. The only things that I just let go and I don't think about are all of my I'm washing my hands of the Nikki. Okay. You know, I do pretty well for myself. I do okay. That being said, bro. I wish that I thought of money in the same way that other people do. Because some people think of money and they're like, nah, I have millions. And I'm like, bro, what is that like? What is that like, honestly? That's what you mean. I'm an IT engineer. I'm a trainer. I have my gym kind of behind me, and I just take my calls in my living room, effectively, a gym. Nope, I take work calls at home. So, I have my own training company. I should say I have RAM money. Yeah. Kind of like what they did with DC or Marvel Universe. That's why they need a reset. If WoW 2.0 came out and it was Classic 2.0, would you play it? I think I would. I agree. I want to, by the way, one of my goals, I don't touch Classic. Miss the Savage Orcs. For what it's worth, I actually highly recommend going back and watching the original WoW cinematics. I think you would really like it. Like the original ones, you don't even need to know the lore in order to appreciate the absolute badassery. Because back in the day, they were actually really good at making things that were epic enough with zero understanding of the game. Whereas now, if you want to appreciate the epicness of WoW, you actually have to have played it before. The WoW movie was good. The 2016 WoW movie was good. Playing Cloggen and Next Key. Miko, man. I really was going to. It was a holy priest. Bet. Yeah, I wish they would too, but there's no way. It costs so much money to produce. But there are people really out there who think with an extra 2 zeros attached to every price point. And it's hard for me to understand. I mean, I live in Thailand, and even our notes, like our notations, our bills, our money, is simply not the same. We will take this DK. Yeah, Lazy Peon lives here. That's true. He lives a few hours south of me. Yup. Hello. All right. Do you want me to play Claw again in the next key? It wasn't even that good. Like, if this isn't overtuned, I don't like playing it. I'm probably going to bet in a second here. Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry, troll. I had to keep eating some stuff, though. You can still do keys? Yeah, Root Witch. You can do keys. Score doesn't matter, and also some people are super bugged and exploiting a gear thing that happened. I appreciate it. Yeah, let's do some more another time. Sorry about that one. I really didn't understand it. Would like to do this again sometime? Yeah, sure, for sure. Let's do it anytime. No problem. Hi, Brenna. Yeah, keys are still available, but score doesn't exist. And also, some people are using these not stat squished items where they will one tap a key. I think a plus 30 was just done. Good way to test the new builds. Kind of. Here's the problem with the new builds, okay? Here's the problem. This is a problem. There's no Apex talent. And most specs on beta, in all of my beta testing, every spec was basically tuned around this Apex talent. That's supposed to be right here on the hero talent tree, but it's not. We're also missing these 3 rows. You can choose what 3 you want to pick. So some specs will just be fundamentally broken. Like, they just won't work because they are actually tuned around it. Here, troll, I have added you at least. Here, Ogle Blast, but no, yeah. I haven't seen a Frost Mage on pre-patch, but Frost Mage is one of the best specs on beta. I don't know if it will be without their Apex talent. Some tanks as well, etc. though. Can we do the pre-patch quest? Good question. A 32, yeah. The thing is, they're lefting that man 3 chests, 32 streets, sus. I kind of just think it would be fun to do that for a day, but not if there's going to be any sort of reprimand. I acknowledge that 100%. Cool. Hi, troll. I'm glad that I finally actually got to do keys with you, for what it's worth. I've never actually gone to play with you. I feel like I know you a little bit by this point. And also, thank you for speaking up in party chat. I had no idea that it was that bad. And to be fair, I wonder what they will do. I'm genuinely curious. I was having an entire conversation, and I have no idea what they're going to do about the fact. Because, like, keep in mind, as we said, no, we're not going to do this key. A lot of people are doing the keys. A 32 streets just got 3 chests, as people are tracking Raider.io. So they've left this now for way too many hours, and I feel like everyone's doing it. Like, there might just be too many people doing it. I really don't think they're going to temp ban. Not keys. I understand the Mythic Dementius thing. Yeah, but too many people had already bought it, and they still work if they already bought it. I know it's too far, but the whole point is it's pre-patch, and pre-patch is meant to be a buggy mess. We get so caught up. Ban them. Here's the thing, man. Fundamentally, I just believe inherently that pre-patch is specifically meant to be a buggy mess. I made a few videos the last few days talking about how the secret to pre-patch is just have fun. That is really the whole thing. That's the entire secret to this game, is just have fun, you know? It's fun for a bit, but I wasn't going to do anything. I know, Cape. I know. That's why the thing is, I know you, and I was like, oh. And you were, yeah, I know. They know they're doing something they shouldn't be. I hear you, but it's pre-patch. So it's already been invalidated. Like, it doesn't matter at this point. It's supposed to be as a PTR at beta. As funny as it sounds right now, this is beta. Like, this is them testing their game. Resend, are you free? We have one spot if you want to. We actually have a few spots. Every pre-patch has, that's what I'm saying. I remember every pre-patch being a buggy mess. This isn't the only one. As long as you understand that this is not a reflection of what Midnight will be, then it's fine. Is your big words working? Dude, actually, no. The reason I was struggling on the Dragon Boss troll as an example is because for some reason, I had to disable it in the last key. No, because specifically, my little wigs was over my action bars like this and I couldn't move it. So it was actually covering my entire screen. And I was just like, I don't know what to do. And I was actually like in despair because I couldn't hit my buttons and it was covering my entire screen. So I just disabled all of it. Yeah, it was pretty bad. Saying that sounds like Stockholm Syndrome to Blizzard's incompetence. I agree with you, Purple. I wish that they, for what it's worth, actually just took a hard stance. To be fair, I wouldn't mind if they temp ban people because it might actually create a response, which they don't do that again in the future. Also, hi, Blazard. Blazard, you've been in Thailand now for 4 days? How's it going? You gotta tell me, by the way, not on here, by the way, not 4 days, yeah. Not on stream. I'm never leaving, yeah. Where are you staying? Like, don't tell me on stream, but you can tell me here, though. Temp ban is like 3 days, 40, even like 1 to 3 days. No, I know. And by the way, Troll, that's Cape, the survival hunter. Yeah. He's like a really nice guy, and he's like a very respectful person. So just know, Troll, that the Cape himself was already feeling weird about it. Is Paladin God tier? We don't know without Apex, though. Yeah. That's why I also stopped after the first poll and was like, yeah. Yep. I think it's fair. I think it's totally safe because the truth is it doesn't matter whether we time that key or not, right? So I think it's absolutely 100% fair to just say, let's play it safe and not do it. That seems reasonable because it actually doesn't matter, which is kind of why I think you shouldn't get in trouble for it to begin with, but understood. It's more a conversation of, my Paladin feels God tier in pre-patch. Your prop Paladin, I'd have to try it. Will they revert people who got the Demi mount? Unsure. Nice. Don't actually tell me, Blazer. Hold up. Twitch chat's weird, dude. Don't do that. Hold up. I'm not in mod view. Don't tell people where you're staying. Message me on Discord. I mean, it's just a part of town, so no one's gonna know where you're staying. But again, definitely don't tell people where you live on the internet. Blizzard don't usually revert mount acquisitions for some reason. They might this time though. Just watch Dogworth first time. What a movie. Hi, Miss Trashes. Hi, Ash. Ash, the thing is, it's hard to do the multi. Quit WoW, I don't know for how long. Are you going to come back for midnight? New expansion's coming soon. But I canceled your sub? Damn. That mount unbound should be easy right now. The thing is that Mythic Demi mount is one of the most exclusive. If you're talking about the Mythic End Boss mount, that one's exclusive. Like, I have pride in the fact, if everyone had it, I don't think I'd be upset, but for what it's worth, there's a lot of pride about the fact that I have this mount. But I also understand why other people would actually be whatever, though. Like, because I work for this. I got it in the Fated season, but still, I killed the boss. I was playing AUG. I did well. I had a good parse. This is like, I have pride in this. Yeah, I never open. I don't even know what's here, though. The Farok mount is awesome. But that was when I actually took the time to Mythic Raid, and I don't really Mythic Raid anymore. And that's fine with me. Well, Frost Mage, but this guy has timed the 20. So this is the thing. All mage is going to be completely off now, though. I have stairs now, nerds. My glutes are very well developed, though. Hi, Ash. I appreciate you actually stopping by to say hi. Hold on. Hold on. Be right back. 1 second, Ash. I got you. Remember that when I talk about the game, oh, man. All right, bet. Yeah. Do we still macro ironfur? So, all the keys I have previously done, I have macroed ironfur, actually. It depends if you are playing Druid of the Claw or not. So, Druid of the Claw, no. This build, though, this one, yes. And I could take a few points and move them around a little bit, but EC with Raise did not feel good with no Apex talent. The problem is that I don't have my Apex talent, nor do I have my new tier set, which buffs it. Then you want to Raise. But this was like maybe a few % damage loss. I'm actually playing it full. This bear version is fine. I don't know what other tanks are doing, though. So on pre-patch, I really have no idea, though. The Mana Forge mount, yes. Hey, Rusty. Yo. Coco, all right, we wouldn't have to get to bed. Enjoy your keys. Good discussions. I agree, Coco. And remember, I like people who have different things. Yo, thank you for the Prime sub, Rusty. I really like different perspectives on WoW. I actually don't want only my perspective or only people who agree with me. One thing that I actually want to do is have a conversation with others who have different perspectives than me. It might be getting out of hand. Here's the problem, Cape. It is 4 p.m. for me, which means if you're in North America, you are a degenerate and should probably go to sleep because it is now in the AMs for everybody in North America. Correct? Right. So, they're not going to fix it because they're not at work. They're not at the office. The earliest they fix this is what? 5 hours from now? 6 hours from now? On that note, going to bed. That makes sense, Thick Daddy. You're welcome, Thick Daddy. I hope you have a great night, Thick Daddy. Enjoy your sleep. Have great dreams, Thick Daddy. 4 a.m. just got out of work. Oh, do you have night shift? Okay, to be fair, the night shift people, I feel like those are the ones who actually hang out with me. Because I stream at weird times because I'm in Asia time now. Blizzard is also in Asia time now. Yeah. I love Twitch names that make me say things. No, listen. It's because this is his name. I'm just reading his name. That would be like saying good night, Steve. Like you gotta do what you gotta do. I just read people's names. If your name is Thick Daddy, then your name is Thick Daddy. It is what it is. I work at this time in NA and it's my weekend. What do you do for work that's a night shift though? You said it so many times. Well, I'm just saying his name. Have a good night, Coco. Have a great night, Coco. Enjoy your sleep, Cocolicious. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying people's names. There's nothing sus about it whatsoever. I may get what I need to be. What are we doing? Fuck, I forgot the key. Gambit. Is my port on cooldown? It might be. Wait. I'm gonna get to Gambit like this, though. The rat with a gun. Yep, that's right. The rat with a gun, right. There have been a few names on here that I have a hard time pronouncing on occasion. I think that there's a few I can think of. Do you remember when WoW was the Wild West and you could name your character in-game something that you could never say out loud to people? Do you remember that? Oh, Hype Train, sweet. Can you activate edit mode for a second? Yes, so here's what's up. I'm using, by the way, completely base UI. Like, what I'm playing with is the base UI. I'm effectively using almost no add-ons. I have some on pre-patch. I have 0 on beta. I might actually have to do this, though. To be fair, like, I might have to get some add-ons for beta soon, because add-ons are still a competitive advantage, unfortunately. It kind of sucks, but it is. So I'll probably have to get some soon. Today, Mr. Streamer, me. Ophelia. Ah, I see. There was a hunter I used to play with. Well, she's still Ophelia, I think. All right. Ready, check. Let's go. So this key will be just the Elun's Chosen build. If I was playing Druid of the Claw, it would look like this. For what it's worth, if you want to play Druid of the Claw, it looks like this. You would not take the left 3, and I'm pretty sure you take the right 3. But to guarantee the mango... Oh, the edit mode thing. Sorry, here. It's basically, you need the raid frames enabled like this. What are the required sweaty add-ons? Zorth has made an entire video. Here. It's my action bars are set like this, and size so they're a little smaller. The action bars are here. The base frames are here. Just make sure you take your base party frames and you say use raid style frames. Otherwise, it looks bad. So this is the main thing that you want. Just make sure that that's enabled there. And then you can come out of it, and it looks exactly like this. These are just... I think I have details enabled. I got to disable it because it'd be better without it. Like, I happen to have some things enabled. I disabled that. I want to disable details too, though. But remember that pretty much anything... No, I don't have details. They didn't make the new 500 mounts an owl form. An owl flight form for Druid. They have the Haranir at least, so you can do that. Oh, I miss my old Druid forms, damn. But yeah, we had some good conversations about the game today. We did have some good conversations. I appreciate it and respect those. I just have some more cheesecake to my left, and I'm going to have a hard time not eating it during this key right now. I work security. Gotcha. You're not the first person who's told me that. Actually, I feel like there's a lot of people. Oh, no. No. I was showing you the Druid of the Claw talent build, and I guess I'm playing Druid of the Claw this key. Okay. I trolled myself. I apparently trolled myself because I thought I was going to play EC this build, and I am in fact playing this. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get rid of my macroed ironfur, because as Druid of the Claw, you cannot macro ironfur, and that's okay. I got more procs on the first pull. I got a bunch of procs here, so now I'm going to feel happy and satisfied with my life, because the alternative is the fact that you might feel absolutely terrible with your life if you play Druid of the Claw and get no procs. Here we go. I've got this, though. No, this is Plater, and remember that if you want Plater, it will still exist on beta. Like, that is a thing. It has always existed. From the very first week of beta, we had something called Platinator. Don't freak out over any add-on change whatsoever, because everything is going to end up being just fine. Any big difference for what, CH? For... Gonna get that kick. I'm running. Hold up. I freaked out a little bit because I didn't realize what build I was in. I mean, it does the same damage for Guardian, of course. Yes. A lot, actually. So tonight, by the way, on the YouTube channels, if you're interested in Guardian at all, I am going to definitely make a video. We're talking about the Guardian Druid changes, but specifically in terms of pre-patch. I think that's the biggest thing. So I want to talk about the pre-patch version of Guardian Druid, which is not the same as the midnight version. And this is very important to understand. The midnight version of Guardian is not identical, because with the Apex talent will change a few things just a little bit. My threat plates, though, used for 20 years. You will find a way to customize. I had somebody message me on Discord today, and they were like, yo, is there a way, please, to get base nameplates back? I really only want to play the game with custom nameplates. And that was their thing. And they said, I will refuse to play the game without them. And I said, okay, let's figure it out. And it turns out that there is a setting on Platinator where you can get base nameplates back, if that's what you want to do. Yeah. So Platinator is basically the new Plater. Colorblind as fuck. Very hard to play without color options. What color options do you need? Could you clarify with me, like, what color? I am not colorblind, so I would not know. But if you are genuinely colorblind, first of all, can you see things in the real world? How colorblind is colorblind? That's actually I've always wondered about stuff like this. Well, there's color deficient and color blind. I can't see cast bars when mobs are standing in grass. I can help you at any point if you need input with settings. I'm pretty bad with this stuff, so to be honest, I'm not a good person to ask, because I'm a very big believer that if you're good at World of Warcraft, then you're good at WoW, and you'll figure out a way to play with pretty much anything. I used to play with the most jank healer setup that you've ever seen ever. Like I'll stand by that. Like, you've never seen a worse healing UI than what I used to play with. But I made it work. Was it optimal? No. Did my gameplay see an improvement when I actually swapped to a better one? Absolutely. But to be fair, I did make it work. And I feel like it's kind of, you think that, like, you absolutely need these things. And it's just, at the end of the day, it's more of a preference. Some of it is way more of an advantage than others, I will say. Can't tell the difference between red, green, orange, and yellow. And it's rough sometimes. Interesting. My arcane mage, I just have realized, is doing nothing. I forgot to reset overall meters, and now it's having the same problem as it did on beta. I am noticing. Well, I mean, I guess I'm getting a pad here. You can play Druid of the Claw. It's not that bad. It might not be my cup of tea, but you know what? It is a cup of tea at the end of the day. Fuck it, now I want tea. Blue, green, interesting. Okay, okay. Can't tell the difference. I can't really fathom what that would work, though. Okay. Kai, I think that really depends on who you ask. If you ask me, maybe. But the truth is, no. You should just use add-ons. That would be like saying right now, there's so much more base functionality for what it's worth, by the way. There's so much more potential for playing the game without add-ons at this point. Like going into midnight, there's significantly more than there used to be fair, okay? But should you just play without them? No. Like you should just get them. They're not that hard to set up. Even at a base level, most of them are going to help you out more than hurt you. Weak auras were not necessarily like that, to be fair. Like, weak auras were... Some of them actually hurt players instead of help players, because you had just had this massive amount of information overload on your screen that you didn't use half of it. Like, most people don't actually need Omni cooldown, but that stuff doesn't exist anymore. So you have all this stuff on your screen, it actually hurts you. Hold up. Reset. I don't mind padding here infinitely, but to be honest, this Druid of the Claw build just simply does not do that much more damage. As interesting as it sounds, it really doesn't do that much more, even though you get to pad like this. Arcane Mage, down bad, holy. No, the base UI, the colors are killing you. You can't track Barkskin pure uptime. So I have heard that the cooldown manager... Snap, I'm not using cooldown manager at all. I'm actually playing... just by memory. Now, I'm okay doing that. I know a lot of people wouldn't be, but I'm okay doing that. Yeah, I'm just playing completely pure memory. Like, I just kind of know if I hit Barkskin, it's up for X amount of time. It's just a long time, though. What will your main be in midnight? Oh, comp, what's up? Good morning. Haven't been following all the beta changes. Wondering, what's the regarding the use of raise or keeping ironfur? So when it comes to ironfur macroing in midnight, the answer is no. You can't really macro ironfur, because the Apex talent, which is the new system of talents, you get 3 new talents. They're going to be on the bottom. We don't have them right now on pre-patch, but for what it's worth, the Apex talent, 3 talents right here, 4. And it significantly buffs Maul. Like, Maul being Raise and Ravage. When I say significantly buffs, I mean it's redunculous, okay? It's crazy how much of a difference. So the Apex talent really incentivizes you to be using your rage on Raise, Ravage, or just Raise. Raise is Maul. Okay? I'm gonna just whisper. Gonna replace for now. What's up, Ruin? Does anybody want to come DPS, by the way? So... you can't macro Ironfur because you won't be able to cast Raise 4K IO now. That makes sense. Hey, Days. You'll bring your mage for call. You can bring whatever you want. It doesn't matter. We're chilling. Remember the talents. Okay. So the talents here for Druid of the Claw, I would swap this probably still with Killing Blow, honestly. But this ability is bugged. So to be honest, you might actually have a better time not playing it. I actually might just not play it. As interesting as that sounds, you know. You want to play Loons? Oh, I said. That Creed in the background? Yes. There's this one talent point here. I'm going to call it optional. Especially without Apex. It's still bugged, I think. I need to ask the Guardian Druid Discord if it's still bugged. Because honestly, I might even recommend just not playing it. Is there an add-on? Ooh, big damage. I don't know. That's a good question. Like quality of life stuff like that is a good question about bags. Kind of going to miss the way Guardian Druid played. So I might still play it like that comp. What will my main be? Druid. Like, for sure, Druid. Like, I love Druid, right? But in terms of exactly what Druid, unsure. Maybe I'll play Resto. Probably not. I don't know. I think Baganator still might work. Unsure. I don't think Killing Blow is the way. I think this is probably still bugged. I don't think Thundering Roar is the way either, but it's kind of fun to play. Maybe just for fun, you could have this one flex talent point. Like, I could see the point even being here. I could see the point wanting to be Moonless Knight. Not a bad idea. You could play Moonless Knight instead for damage with Ravage and Mangle. My energy's so depleted. Why? Let me try this build. Basically, though. Here. So this is going to be now, that was the EC cook. This would be DOTC cook. DOTC cook pre-patch with Moonless. All right? Accept. I will now share this to the Discord. All right. Because there needs to be at least a few options in there. Discord, boom. Here. Season 3 talent builds. There you go. Okay. DOTC cook with Moonless. Moonless is the flex talent build. I've been able to macro ironfur as DOC without feeling like I'm losing your Ravage procs. There's no macro ironfur to make. Right. So the other option is that you macro ironfur into one talent point instead. But the second that you get your Apex talent and also play Raise and also, not only that, but maybe even play Killing Blow, that'll change a little bit, I think. I think that will change a bit. Ooh, caramel cheesecake. What's up, Zoomer? I'm doing pretty good. I'm eating salted caramel cheesecake right now, so, you know, life isn't too bad. Doing all right. I'm enjoying the buggy mess that is pre-patch. How are you? Do you think that you're going to play, out of curiosity, do you think that you'll play Midnight? Pretty down, Lily can't eat. This cheesecake is pretty much solving, and in fact, it might be giving me calorie problems. That's so good. It's homemade, too. So, the cheesecake is homemade. But also, Griffin, the salted caramel is homemade. And trust me, it tastes way better. Things when they're homemade taste way better. And also, I can eat them. I don't know if you know this about me, but I have some random genetic issues. So I can't really eat like normal people eat. I gotta eat like special people. Yeah. Plays a huge upgrade, you're welcome. Now, here's the thing. Is that so bad, Harith? I have been living, it's funny you mentioned that. I have been living on cheesecake for the last week. It's great. I love it. It brings me joy. It has been like maybe a lot of the food I've been enjoying, yes. If I did that, I'd be double your size. I'm gaining weight. The thing is, I'm definitely in a calorie surplus. It's actually kind of hard for me to eat enough to gain weight because I really like fitness. But also keep in mind, I've been working out hard and I adjust calories. Like if I'm going to have a bunch of cheesecake, then I won't have my Thai tea in the morning. Thai tea in the morning has like 500 calories in it. That's why it's good, man. What's up, Rusty? Yo, Rusty, thank you for the Prime sub earlier too. I saw that. I appreciate it. All right, let me do this key as Root of the Claw. I will try this proper build with it, and I'll run it. I'll give it my best. How's pre-patch so far? Absolutely fantastic. I love it, man. I think I've had about 4,500, though. That amount of sugar. Have you seen any of my Thai streams, Harith? Have you seen any of the in real life streams that I've done? Do you do cardio too? Oh, Tupac, great question. So allow me to answer this question, all right? Because I used to say, I'm trying to learn how to play Guardian Druid and Tank. I will be making, I haven't made them yet because I was waiting a little bit until closer to release. But I will be making very awesome, rusty, I'm going to be making super good content soon. I wonder if you'll like Devourer. I think Beardy it's a little weird to play. So I've heard without the Apex talent. The Apex talent is a big deal. Lacus, yo, I saw that you subbed on Kick. I appreciate it. All subs go directly to the Communal Cheesecake Fund. No joke. Basically, if you sub, that money goes to fund my chronic ice cream and cheesecake addiction. So I greatly appreciate your support in feeding me sugar. Delicious. You were talking about cardio when you got this right. Oh, yeah. So basically, here's what's up. Right. This is the thing. Before, I was struggling to eat enough. So when I was struggling to eat enough, I was telling people, I was like, guys, the reason I don't do cardio is because I need to conserve my calories, right? Like, I don't want to burn extra calories because I'm trying to gain weight. So it's hard for me to eat enough. But now I'm eating enough, and it turns out that I'm just lazy. Like, it has nothing to do with the saving calories. That was an excuse. The real reason is that I'm lazy, and I don't want to. It turns out that that's actually what's going on. You see? Oh, right. I want these two talents. Let me just figure out what I'm dropping. I could even drop in-cap roar as an example. Yeah. Because I should be doing more now, but I'm not. We can drop these two. We could even drop decurse in dungeons that you don't need it. We definitely want this. I need to redo the build. Moonfire and Sunfire damage you can almost drop, to be honest. That is way more important. Okay, the talent build that I linked before, I'm going to have to re-update it because you really... I think you want this, though. You can combine the bags. I'm okay with my bags for now, though. What are the odds of getting banned? 3-3. We talked about that earlier. If you got the mythic mount due to the exploit, we have no idea. Because many people have done that, though. What talent point is flexible? It's basically Moonless Night. This is the flex talent point when you're playing Druid of the Claw. Everything else is fairly set, but this one, it's not that much damage. It's like 3%, so you could just decide to play Killing Blow here. The problem with Killing Blow as a Katsu is that it's bugged. It doesn't work the way that it's supposed to. The extra rage doesn't count for Wildfire. It doesn't count for here. No. You can still play a Loon's Chosen. I was just already testing it earlier, so now I want to test something that isn't a Loon's Chosen. Yeah. 1.9k a day. Everyone's body is different. Ruin also works out a lot. Everyone's body is a little different. For me and my diet, the way that I eat, it's mostly steak. So I have to have a lot more calories than you. But also... proportion of muscle to this, proportion of this, but also mostly genetics. Rune is Asian. It was your birthday is a day before mine. My birthday was Jan 18th a few days ago. You're officially legal now. Oh, Rune. I should DM you. Just kidding. Just kidding. I wouldn't do that. All right, watch this. Watch this min-max here. You ready for this? All right. Boomkin form. Watch this. This is going to be amazing. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Boomkin form. Starfall damage. Whoa. Big starfall damage. Let's go. This is a min-max that you can do. All right, ready? So we're here. Ravage. Boom. Yeah, you can actually starfall on packs like this. Like first pull, Algathar, this one, Ravage proc here. Poor Rainbow heals. He's not having a great day. Every 2 minutes you can do this, though. After seeing I want to play Guardian, it's quite relaxing. No. Tiny. For 15, anything works. Don't cave to meta pressure like this. For 15, absolutely everything works. Don't worry about it, man. I also kind of think that Guardian Druid is less relaxing than it used to be, and I fundamentally don't like that. Like, this is kind of important. But I don't like the fact that it is, in fact, less relaxing. I think that that's not good. Because I think that a big allure of Guardian for a long time was just... I really think that the reason that people liked Guardian so much is because it was so straightforward and simple to play. But I never thought that was a bad thing. There's a lot of people who are like, but it's so boring or so this. It's like, that's sort of the price that you pay, but... As a tank player, though, you know, yeah, that's ultimately one of the main reasons that I liked it. It also just fits my personality, Zan. Even if I wasn't streaming, it would be easier for me to play other tanks if I wasn't streaming, to be honest. But there are certain things that I can't play because I stream. One of them is Prez Evoker. I love Prez Evoker, but it ain't going to happen. Like, there's literally just no way that I could play Prez. You know? Yeah. So here what we're going to do is we're going to get aggro. I'm going to go into boomy form, and I'm going to starfall, and then I'm going to go back into bear form. Easy. I didn't really get the full value of that starfall, but it actually doesn't do nothing. See? It'll do less when the Apex Talons come out. But it is fun. Yeah, you can actually boomkin form this, though. What talents are you using? It's the new Heart of the Wild. So they changed some abilities, and one of the things is Heart of the Wild. Heart of the Wild is no longer just a Moonfire damage amp. It is now a 2-minute cooldown that actually casts an ability. So, for example, you don't have Convoke, but you can Cat Weave single target Heart of the Wild, or you can AoE Starfall. I actually think that's a massive W for Druid because it's not that big of a difference. Like, if you don't want to do it, you don't have to. It's just a few percent, you know? Yeah, it's just a few percent. Druid talents used to drop Bear Form and Convoke Kite. Yep, that's what would happen. It's back in Shadowlands Season 1. Again, very fun gameplay. There is Secret Copium, but this is Super Secret Copium. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you what the Super Secret Copium is. Small chance. Very small. Probably not going to happen. But some math in the Guardian Druid Discord apparently suggests that if Red Moon gets fixed, you might want to play Convoke as a Guardian Druid instead of Incarn. It's probably not going to happen, though. Don't get too excited. But that would be kind of sick. Like, Convoke was actually a massively awesome... Like, it was a good ability, man. Yup. Because of the Red Moon extension. But most likely this is not going to happen. I doubt it. Like, maybe single target raid build or something. That'd be kind of cool. Every tank is viable, Blizzing. I agree with you. I agree with you 100%, Aliador. Every tank is absolutely viable for most key levels. In fact, the meta is not as bad as it used to be. The truth is that the meta specs are not even that far ahead of the non-meta specs. At this point, like, it's pretty well tuned. Watch this. So we go SI, boom, boomy form, starfall, back into bear form, and then bam. You do this on beta too. This is a min-max on betas every 2 minutes to actually decide what ability you want to cast. So, is healer damage actually not... No, he's literally not attacking. He's he's not attacking at all. To be fair, I took this random Resto Shaman to this key because it's pre-patch and it doesn't matter. But the random Resto Shaman's highest timed key is a +2, according to what I could see. So this is technically a 17, and he is probably just stressing a little bit. I don't know. I just sort of assumed he was some alt on pre-patch. I mean, this is just my beta brain. This is the thing, man. I like beta. Beta is super fun to play. And the reason it's super fun to play is I never look at anyone's IO, man. You just invite people. You remember on retail? It's been a thing of the past. I haven't played retail in a few months, and I forgot how much it's like you sit there and you're like, you list your key and you're like, that guy is technically just not qualified. And that's the right thing to do. Like, I'm not shaming anybody for doing that because you don't want to break your key. Like, I understand. You know? But yeah. It's also not the wrong thing to do, Zan. In Midnight, healing is going to get to the point where healer damage is tuned so low that it actually is probably the right decision to just never hit, like, a damage global. Like, Midnight healer damage is sus. Super sus. More sus than Trip in nipple tassels. Like, it's weird how low it is right now. Well, healer dead. No problem. We can probably finish this fight here, though. Any word on how Shadow's playing? Shadow Priest? The playstyle of Shadow Priest, I wouldn't be able to tell you rotationally. Never healed anything, just blast the whole run. They'd maybe save less than a minute, actually, though. What was the Mythic Mount exploit? Nola bets. It is the fact that some people were not stat squished properly. Who has the item? Oh, did he have one? Yeah. I think even less than that. So here we can go Cat form, by the way. Feral Frenzy, which is a better single target ability. If you take a look at my single target breakdown, that one cat form Feral Frenzy will appear. It's right there. I also think that the routing affix will be a massive help as well. Will help with the tanking shortage. I don't think so. No. I don't think that if keys didn't deplete, I don't think you would have more tanks. I think if tanks did massive damage, you'd have more tanks. Not that they should, but I'm just saying, if tanks did a lot more damage, more people would play tank. And you want to know why I know that? It's because the psychology of World of Warcraft players is if you're in a key and something is doing massive damage. Think about this for like 2 seconds. So you're in a key, and you see your Frost Mage is fucking blasting, and you're like, damn, I kind of want to play Frost Mage. You ever had that thought? You think that all the time. You're in a key, Boomy is doing massive damage. You're like, damn, kind of want to play this. You're in a key with Zan playing literally any spec. Wow, kind of want to play that spec. And it's like, you think that a lot because damage actually matters. Link talents in Discord. All the builds that I'm trying for this DOTC build, like I said, Moonless Knight is very lackluster. In fact, I was about to say I took Moonless Knight out and put it in Killing Blow this run. Killing Blow would be the optional thing. Oh, I did put Killing Blow. I was about to say Moonless Knight is doing nothing. Here, it's in Discord if you want it. Just do exclamation Discord or it should be pinned on Twitch. Let's just do this poll first. Go safe. So, I mean, like, as Bear, I don't need any healing, but that hasn't changed, though. They Serpent nerfed healer damage at midnight. We save a lot of time. So, no, this is Zan. If right now healer damage min-maxed is like 10% of a DPS, I think it can be it can be higher than that. Single target especially. A healer can pull off like 15, maybe even 20%, depending on your DPS. Like, a healer can do a fair bit. In Midnight, half it. Like 10%, but more like 5%. It's really, really a significance. You're doing a lot less. And I think that it's a general move that they're making to just make it. Yeah, no. It already has annoyed a lot of people. It's been a big kind of heated debate on. It's called into question, should healers do damage or not? Like, it's a big question that has been talked about a lot at this point. Yeah. Why wouldn't you tank? If you've ever thought about tanking and you're listening to my stream right now, out of curiosity, what would prevent you from tanking? So you've thought about it. You're like, I kind of want to try tank. This sounds interesting. Why wouldn't you tank right now? What's stopping you? Bothering others. I think that the thing that actually, with people messing up the routing is by far the #1 issue with tanks. So, like, routing is the biggest issue with tanking is #1 routing issues. To me, personally, the thing I've heard the most is I don't want to be responsible for messing up the route. Never understood why healers now need to do damage. Technically speaking, even on live, they don't need to. But the problem with World of Warcraft players is this is like somebody was telling me earlier, and we were talking about just general game design philosophy. People were saying, because I was making the argument that Blizzard relies so heavily on FOMO, right? Like, you can see so clearly the systems in the game where Blizzard is relying, they like want to get you to log in, right? Because FOMO. However, somebody was saying, but you don't need to do the FOMO activities. And I was like, you know what? You're not wrong, but at the same time, that's just not how WoW players think. If the game is designed to seemingly require something, or if there is a better... It's the arguments of you don't need to do X amounts of keys per week. What was this they recently went over this in the last Potty C. It's been a while since I did this, boss, my bad. I'll vortex this. So you don't technically need to fill up your vault with 8 keys, but it's better than not doing it. So you will, because that's how WoW players function. Does that make sense? Oh, healer's dead. I got him. I got the res. Let me get in range of him first. Oh, he's going to take that res into the fire. Yep. Okay, with new players, I should not res them early. I vortex this. Hold up. I res. Oh, we have no other res. Uh-oh. What's the boss at? All right, kill the boss faster. Can I heal? Where is my... Aren't I playing this? Hold up. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yo, what's up, Crip? Long time no see. Indeed, long time no see. Can I finish the boss from this percentage? No. Probably not. So this is why I don't think people play tank and healer. Actually, as an example, this is literally the same thing. This is actually the same. This is what we're just talking about. The responsibility of tanks and healers. This healer, tuning-wise, he'd probably be able to heal it, right? But if he dies and we have no res and he dies again, the key's over. It's not really a numbers thing. I could almost solo this boss. I think I could. And we would still time it, actually. Let me try. A season is better for healers. I agree, by the way. I actually think that healing is way more fun on Midnight Beta right now. Like, significantly. Healing on retail is fun, but healing on Midnight Beta is way more fun. It is. And the reason is because damage profiles. No. It's because the damage profiles and keys are far less priority one-taps and far more HPS. And healers actually like healing. Because they're actually changing it, and they have done a fair job at that. Massive haste buff. What's my stack at? I have a lot of stacks. Actually, I'm going to eventually die to this, because this doesn't reset. Oh, man. This mechanic kind of sucks, because, like, well, I could actually solo this boss, but the problem is that eventually this will stack to 100. Wait, what's my plan to live this? Feral Frenzy here. How am I going to live this? Can I live this at this point? Because I'm at 99 stacks of this debuff. I might be able to. What's our timer? Our timer's fine if I can live. Hold up. I need a game. I'm now all of a sudden very locked in. I'm going to watch these ads. SI right now. He's at 5%. If I could just... I need to get back to Incarn so bad. Health potion. Vortex. Nice. Go back into the corner. Wait, I'm soloing this boss from 20%. But the debuff is going to get me in the end. Frenzied region. Hold up. Locked in. I know it stops technically. I'm just going to incarn. I got back to my incarn. It's fine. Okay, kill the ads. We still time the key if we don't have any more deaths. Easy. Okay. Whoo! That was actually kind of hard. No, wait. It's not over yet. Yeah, nerf bear. Almost. One more ravage bet. All right. All right. Cool. Next. we probably still have it, actually. Maybe delete the VOD. No, I'm not doing that much damage. Like, thank you. You know what? You're the best dirty underpants I've ever seen. I've literally never seen a more dirty set of underpants than you, except for all of mine that are currently in the corner of my room. Sometimes I don't even wash them. I just have to buy new pairs. What? I'm just reading his name. It's not me. I'm reading his name. I'm not doing anything different. Oh, we're going to die on the last boss, I think. I'm just reading his name. It was his choice to name himself this. Okay. Dirty Undies, Zan. Do you think they're going to ban for the gear exploit that is happening on Prepatch right now? What do you think? Whoops. Missed the kick. What do you think the punishment will be, if any, for the gear exploit that is currently happening? This is only a 17. Marcel, this is just a 17. But to be fair, I did take a healer, and I didn't even think about it because I'm used to beta, where I don't have to think about it. See, the thing is, man, they have rules in place that if you find a bug and continue to exploit it, you do get punished. I don't think so. Like, in my experience, that just isn't the case. Let's go do these two. If we wanted to time, we would probably do it like this. I don't think so. I have a feeling that they don't change. Oh, no! That's not good. Oh, we're definitely dead now. Uh-oh. He did not see that I was going in here, and he went way too close. Live. 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 Can I solo this? Nope. Probably not. That was actually a beautiful frost trap that came out from one of my hunters, because that was the right decision, though. I'll take one of these. Technically, I can live and off-heal a little bit. Yo, I love this as a tank. I like soloing things as a tank. I wish they made it so that I could do this more often, actually. All good. So, I'm going to go on a little bit of a rant. I'd like to hear what you have to say about this, okay? I'd like to hear what you have to say, because this is actually an interesting rant, no joke. I know he's struggling, though. Yeah, he's probably all red. His gear is all red. Now, the skill parity of World of Warcraft is probably why so many people have a problem with it. Genuinely, if you really stop and think about it, skill parity is a massive problem with WoW. As in, if you are constantly playing with people who are either way better than you and you're the worst one, or way worse than you and you're the best one, you just have a bad time. And that's one reason it can be really hard to find a raid team as an example. Parity as in P-A-R-I-T. The skill, it's called skill parity, but it's basically skill disparity, correct? Where it's just the goal is to try to find people who are of the same level, give or take. That is the point of where you're going to have the most fun. Yes, but you have to have a similar enough level, okay? I'm the only human? Really? That's actually not, I didn't hear that, like that word is not an English word that I would use normally. 20 people, so that's the hardest part about Mythic Raid, and it's one of the reasons why I have a hard time with it, is just because my mentality is different. And if I'm in a raid environment where I just don't have the same philosophy as the people in my raid, then I zone out and play bad. Like, I am not a good raider, and I very much admit this if I'm not in the right environment. How do we have 99%? I don't know what happened, but something happened. It's kind of a word if you go touch grass. Interesting. I don't touch grass, though. That's why rage message. So, I agree, Burrito Supreme. First of all right, I actually agree with you. I think that the problem is most of the expectations in WoW are kind of the reason that people end up yelling at other people. Like, why people are afraid of tanking a lot of times is because other people will yell at you if you play poorly, which is kind of shit. At any level, but it actually happens at lower key levels more than it happens at higher key levels, by the way. I am the grass. Tanks get not just the route blame. Zan, the problem is, I don't even know if you see this a lot, but at lower key levels, tanks get blamed for everything, man. Shouldn't you tank it next to the cart? It's such a small min-max Harith. It doesn't matter. Because I can solo stop both of them. Like, it's fine. You just stun that one, and then you kick this one. It's like, can you? Yeah. Do you need to? No. Yeah, so tanks get blamed for a lot of stuff, and then the healer gets blamed for a lot of stuff. Now, sometimes it is, in fact, the tank and healer's fault, but when you blame somebody in a game, it's kind of, it doesn't help them learn. But also, you can't force WoW players to learn. You can't force gamers in general to learn. Hold up. I can off-heal this. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Boom. Boom. I got him. I got him. Oh, he has Unk. No, don't take the Unk. Oh, I got him. I got him. I got him. I got him. Nope, I'm off healing. I got him. He's fine. He's going to live this at least. I don't know if he'll live the rest, but he'll live that. I off-healed with my new Guardian Druid ability, which I cast Wild Growth on everyone. It does very little healing, but technically not nothing. Yup. I'm actually off-healing this whole run. Like here, I'm going to get ready to off-heal someone. Oh, yeah, you know, we're not timing it. That's fine. We just get a different key. Oh, that's fine. We don't need to time it. We're chilling, man. It doesn't matter. Oh, yeah. But anyways, the skill disparity, okay? Now, one of the reasons there's so much skill disparity, and you can argue this, is that maybe people are places they shouldn't be. I'm going to heal him. That was me. I got him. Nice. Oh, nope. Everybody's dead. All right. No problem. Good attempt. GG's. Nice try. Nice try. No problem. What? We will have to rant about that later. Tonight, I will make a video about the Guardian Druid talents, because certainly without the Apex talent is weird. Could I solo this from 49%? Probably. But do I actually want to? No. That would take forever. Hold up. I gotta get him. No problem. No worries. Oh, no, it's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Ugh. I'm sorry, anyways. It was a fun day to play. I like the fact that I actually got to do keys with Troll earlier, and Arson, and Caleb. I'd love to do more at a different point. I'm tired today, actually. That'll be all for me. If you are new to my stream, hello. I like furry things, as everyone does. It's just a weird thing to say. Oh, Arson. No, God. Hi, Arson. I was about to raid you. Literally, I was typing the message. I was actually typing it. Oh, hi, Arson. Have a great night. Thank you. I'm glad we got to play. I will try again another time, it seems. Jeez. I'm glad we got to play, and I'm glad that you got to meet Troll, and hopefully we can do more again in the future. Yeah, for sure. I think Prepatch is fun. I'm enjoying it right now. What happened if you both tried to raid each other at the same time? I think I've done that before one time. I actually do think I've done that before at some point. Yep, GG's, GG's. Good night, good night. Arson, by the way, if you don't know him, and you are from my stream, that is the Giga Aflog we were playing with earlier. And I would love to show you the log, but I do not have it. It actually seems to be that Affliction Warlock might do damage. Don't tell anyone, because they'll nerf it immediately. Oh, I actually hope that spec is good. That spec kind of deserves its time in the sun, to be honest, though. Yeah, Arson deserves all the shout-outs. Shout-outs to everybody today. Can I link your talent? Yeah, of course, of course, of course. All the talents that I was trying, to be fair, this does work. Like, you can play this if you want, but the killing blow is still bugged. So, overall, that key, like, I don't need any healing, so it did work. But we'll see. Of all the specs, Guardian Druid was kind of bugged, but there are some other specs on beta which are going to feel miserable. Resto Shaman probably one of them. Like, I can't even really fathom how Resto Shaman O would play. Oh. I like how the healing here is just like this. They killed Af with dot snapshotting. The problem, I think, I don't know why they don't want Af to just be really good. Af had this really interesting gameplay loop where you might be able to get a double haunt out on beta. At the moment on Prepatch, I don't even know, because the Apex talent carries Resto Shaman very hard, but you don't have the Apex talent, so that's just weird at that point. But yeah, here. All the talent builds that I ever try are going to be in Discord. This is the one I was kind of messing around with for DOTC, but I need to re-update it. This is give or take the DOTC talent build that I was just trying. This point is a flex point with Killing Blow. I could see it putting it somewhere else, potentially. All right, one thing that I want to do is start making guides now that we're a little bit closer to pre-batch. I was, by the way, for anyone listening, this is exclusive information that you are going to receive. I really was going to lock them only behind Patreon or YouTube members. I think I am more willing to share. I think I want to share all the guides that I make, the quick guides for that content. I think I want to just post them. I think I want everyone to have access to the quick guides, and the min-max guides can be still paid content. You know, there should be some sort of premium content because I need to buy cheesecake and ice cream for myself. But I think the guides that I make could really help people. And if possible, I just want to put them out over time. Over the next few months, you'll see a bunch. BFTC cook. All right, I'm going to update the EC one because EC here, you can still macro ironfur as EC. Consensus is you can still macro ironfur as EC, but not as DOTC. Same as before. Good. Putting it in Discord. Eloon's chosen build would be like this. You take this point out there. 1 point into Fury of Nature. Probably still want this. You don't have to play Raise. You could do this, though. Not for the night? Yeah, Harith, no problem. Oh, Harith, I just cleaned up the Discord, by the way. I appreciated your message about that, but I cleaned it up. If you see that I deleted your message in Discord, that's why. Just to keep it clean. Who's still on? No problems. Shin is still on. I should have DM'd you. Yeah, no. You can DM me in the future. Krista's is on. Prepatch was fun today. I might actually play Prepatch this week. I can see myself. I want to try some of the other specs as well, considering just how different they might be. I wonder if Soz is playing Prepatch. No, he's still playing beta. Man, he's still playing beta. His dedication. All right. What is Kent playing? All right, we'll go raid this person. Raid Earth Krieger. Her name is actually Earth. Raid Earth. Random. Are you playing Prepatch? Or are you playing beta? Good night. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye. There might be a little bit, sure. If you guys want to hang out for like a second. I'll be there. Just for a little bit. Just for a tiny bit. Hi. Enjoy your pre-patch. What? Alrighty then. Maybe. All right, my main problem here is this. Holy shit, her stream is echoing. All right. Well, should be down to chill and play tomorrow if you're around. Hey, random. Dude, I don't know how and what I'm doing about the kick streams. I gotta try to get more people over there eventually, but also, work the whole time rates all been live. I get home, my internet is out. Sucks. Oh, YouTube stream's still up. Hi, YouTube. Sometimes I hang out here, by the way. It's like my chill streams. If you ever want, you can come say hi on Kick. It has no ads. It is actually a cool platform. It is. if you're curious whatsoever. Here. I am not using any plater profile. I'm just using the basic one. Yeah. No. And it has music. Gotta raid and run. Enjoy your day. Cool. Cool. I'm just saying goodbye to Earth. Mostly, I just really, really, really want Sprite.